Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch this, even though you missed the live party, guys. That is the best part. So make sure you're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. If you'd like to support the channel, head on over to TheIndianJesus.com for your very own official merch. You can even get a phone case only at TheIndianJesus.com. Guys, we do also have a Discord server that is absolutely free to join. It is a free place where you can go and hang out, meet interesting people, and have interesting conversations. 24/7, we're in there hanging out, having a good time. And like I said, it is absolutely free. However, if you are a member of this channel here on YouTube, you can scroll right below the video, hit that join button. There's a few different tiers, but it starts at just $2.99 a month. Gets you members-only live streams here on YouTube and all that other good stuff. But the big thing is that it opens up the full Discord server to all of the goodies. We've got a bunch of channels, including the After Party channel. It's a voice channel that as soon as we are done here, we head over there, and we don't have to worry about any YouTube censors or anything like that. And you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. It is a good time. Definitely come and join us. All right. So I am very, very happy that we can do this today. If you may have seen that Jubilee has been doing a new thing where first they brought Charlie Kirk in to do like 1v25, and then they recently just did another one with Ben Shapiro, and I saw they also did one with like 60 Republicans and 60 liberals or all this kind of stuff. And it seems from what I saw a lot of interesting stuff, and an interesting way to set up a discussion. The problem is that Jubilee is so trigger happy on that copyright that we just can't get away with it anymore. But thankfully, our boy John Doyle has put together his own 26 v1, and it is, we got our co-host Morty here. Shout out to Morty. Of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty, so feel free to get that going. But yes, 26 NPCs here facing one John Doyle. Can he do it? Let's dive right in. Guys, as always, if you cannot hear the video, please do.
All right, guys, we're going to start this video now.
Wait, is this am I racist?
I have an announcement that I want to make before we get started. I wasn't actually one of you. I'm the conservative commentator.
Oh no!
I will be defending Donald John America.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am here in urban Dallas talking to 26 Kamala Harris supporters, me versus the masses, for your education and viewing enjoyment. We will be discussing topics like immigration, the economy, character, abortion, foreign policy, and democracy and corruption.
And so I thought, I watched this through, and I think that the best place to start is their character based on just how the discussion goes. But you can see that all the other things there are listed in the poll of what we should go to next. So we are going to be jumping around. I want to get to as much as possible, but I want to get the good stuff first. So yes, we have immigration, the economy, abortion, and democracy as our next topic. Not our first topic, our next topic.
And I, for my own safety, had to go undercover. But that's not what matters. What matters is that Donald John America wins the presidency. And that's what we're going to make sure happens in this conversation by having a productive dialogue with some of the smartest people I have ever met. Democrat precinct chairs, college students, everyday people, all with political ambitions and all whose votes count equally to your own. I've seen a lot of stuff like this, but why should they get to have all the fun? We will be doing 6 segments of 15 minutes each on the aforementioned topics, and participants will be able to come up to the table and speak as long as they like, or until they are vetoed by a crowd of their peers who are perhaps dissatisfied with their performance, as indicated by the waving of the American flags, at which point they will be considered on borrowed time, as indicated by the graphic on your screen, and our tremendous moderator will find a good place to pause the conversation and send somebody else up to take their place.
So that's pretty much the way that Jubilee has been doing their thing, so it's about to be the same type thing. Shout out to Zippy, DSM Lee in the building, coming in hot with a Rumble rant. Thank you so very, very much. Of course, that's a treat for Morty. Very, very, very much appreciated. Good to see you as always, brother.
We're very excited about this. This was a big undertaking. We threw it together in like 36 hours. So leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you liked it. Let us know if you want to see more stuff like this. Be sure to leave a like while you're at it. Subscribe to the channel. Go out and vote. And of course, go to the website and give us money, or else the liberals will win.
Yeah, me too. And speaking of which, shout out to Zippy for being the sponsor of the stream. That is right. The highest donation makes you the sponsor of the stream. Thank you. So, all right.
But most importantly, please enjoy your experience, as I most certainly did.
All right. So we have that one there, and I'm a genius. So we skip this up right here. Of course, we're going to hit the like button as always. Let's do it, guys.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
John, nice to meet you.
Do I start to?
Yeah, I mean, Trump's character,
Okay.
I think that it's generally good. I mean,
So yeah, they're just arguing. They're just, discussing Trump's character versus Kamala's character.
I don't look to Donald Trump like you. You will never hear me say the sentence, I just think Donald Trump is the best example of how to be a good husband and someone who's very humble about their means. But I think that what Donald Trump represents as a leader is something that's ultimately good. I think that he does put American interests before himself. And
Yes.
I think that especially when compared to his opponent, Kamala Harris, I don't think that she has integrity. I think that she's doing this to benefit herself. I think that most people in Washington, most people in politics do the same. I think that Trump is a rare example of somebody who's willing to literally lose money, have lower net worth, experience bullets, all sorts of things, legal problems, if it means that he can make his country better. And I think that that's something that's ultimately good.
Yeah, and that again, that when I was a never Trumper way long ago, that was a common thing that I would push aside. That like, oh, Trump could just not do this and be rich and just be loved, and I would just be like, yeah, but he wants power. It's like that doesn't make sense, dude. Shout out to Dylan Soup. Welcome to the party. Good to see ya, brother.
I do agree with that, but I do have I guess let me put it like this.
Sure.
My mom used to wake me up instead of differently than other children. She used to be like, it's time for school.
Already, damn, they did not want to hear about his mama.
I guess go ahead and get up. But she would whisper it to me instead of someone saying, get up, Herbert, come on. So I feel like Kamala.
They're like,
I'm sorry, that sounds like a touching story.
Well, I'm just saying Kamala Harris is more of a motherly figure.
More nurturing. Trump is more kicking the. Yeah, I get that. I understand.
But he'll get the job done.
I mean, can't argue with that. I guess.
What was wrong with that story?
There was nothing wrong with that story. However, there was nothing wrong with that story. No, but I think it misses the point of this topic, which is the character.
Sure.
Somebody who has the audacity to say that he feels free to grab women by their genital area. He has a wife. He has made such.
Wait. As we all know, the quote is, they let you grab them by the pussy. That is what we call consensual.
Sure.
Somebody who has the audacity to say that he feels free to grab women by their genital area. He has a wife. He's made sexual comments about his own daughter.
And now all the lefties are so puritanical. Now all the lefties, oh my God, sex, no way!
His own daughter.
What were those comments?
What were his comments?
Yeah.
That if she wasn't his daughter, he would go ahead and marry her or date her.
That was weird. That was weird. That was a weird comment.
That is not something you say about your daughter. He said this. He's talked about his daughter with Howard Stern.
Is that American exceptionalism?
I think that we are talking about Donald Trump as a presidential candidate.
As a presidential candidate, he's a convicted felon.
And offhand comments he makes on radio
he's
shows.
He's a liar.
I don't think the charges are legitimate.
And again, like, he's a convicted felon. Okay, so you're saying that in the opposition, that Kamala Harris for sure has never committed a felony. Okay, dude.
About Haitians. How is
what
that
was the propaganda
They're eating the dogs.
about the
that they're
Haitians?
eating cats and dogs in Springfield?
Are those the
They're
memes?
not. No. That is something he said in the presidential debate. He said with his whole chest that they're eating
It is
cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio.
There were videos of people eating cats and
There
dogs
has
in
been no
Springfield,
known
Ohio.
report. There
Yes,
has
there
been,
have.
the authorities have said they're spreading propaganda. Haitians
were
are now,
videos of it.
no, Haitians are now,
I'm still holding out. Haitians eat cats in Haiti. Why would they not eat cats here? I don't have any verification, but in my own mind, if you guys can believe in a man in the sky, I can believe that Haitians are eating cats.
experiencing hate crimes because of something he said. That was an unsupported claim he made,
Okay.
a very dangerous claim he made.
Unlike the claims of Hitler and Nazi and Goebbels and all that stuff in the past 3 days, right?
Is that somebody you want to say has a good character?
I'm not concerned about comments he's made on radio shows in terms of
It was a presidential debate. It
well,
wasn't
with
a
the
radio
stuff he
show.
said about his daughter. And then in terms of the presidential debate, things he's saying about what's going on in Springfield, there were videos I saw of people walking with geese, with cats, and they were cooking them outside. Those are
They
real
were
videos.
Haitians? They were Haitians?
I
Has it been reported
I do
by
not-
Springfield? It has not.
Yes, there were residents all
They
over.
have
The people who tell me what's right didn't tell me, so I don't know.
said it is not okay. A resident.
Yes.
Again, they can just say whatever. Just like Trump said in the presidential debate, they could also say that. But
I-
there's no facts. There have been no
Okay, so then your own standard for what is, well, anybody can say anything. Okay, then if they said that, then how do we know what you're saying is true?
known reports made to Springfield that is actually
I don't think
happening.
that's true. There have
That
been
is something
lots of
that
residents that
Springfield
are
has
discussing
said.
it. I don't
Springfield
trust
has said
reporters
it.
and I don't trust police.
You trust Trump?
Yes.
Okay, so again,
Yup.
Trump is a convicted felon. He has.
Why is he a convicted felon?
What do you mean? Why is he a convicted felon?
I mean, why? What were the charges?
Tax. I believe it was taxes with his company. He wasn't filing his taxes correctly.
So business improprieties.
Right, exactly.
I don't really
That
care
is-
about that.
But that's the same
I said shit. Me neither. Because again, the only way I would care about that is if you could show me that every other politician has had no financial corruption.
person you want to run
Yeah, can't do that, can you?
your economy.
Yes,
That
because
has
he,
no
as
success.
we discussed in the previous segment, he did a great job running the economy.
Yep.
Just okay.
Well, let me ask you
Let's
this.
go back to his character, though. Let's go back
Sure.
to his character. Let's
Yeah.
not get off topic. Again, he's a convicted felon. He has multiple accusations, which he has been. I don't know if he's been convicted of, but I know he
Is he a convicted felon?
has multiple accusations of sexual harassment. He's a known
And those have
rapist.
all failed.
They have not all failed. They're
They have-
still going through.
No, they've had to settle
He
in civil
has-
court because there's been no, like with the one recently for like 80 something million dollars she had to pay out. It was found out that she had no evidence. There was
Okay.
nothing there.
Okay, and
So-
then one thing that has happened recently that for me was just, it says it plays the day how he is.
Mhm.
In a video, he made a statement. This was in Columbia, South Carolina. He said, "You have a black president and you have a white president. Who do you think they want? They want the white president." That is true. That is true. That is true. That is true. He did say that. 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 How does that make you feel? Because that's completely irrelevant to the presidency, but he's bringing up race. And again, my issue with him is he's created such a
Does anybody have any idea what she's talking about? If there was a white president and a black president, what?
in a video, he made a statement. This was in Columbia, South Carolina. He said, "You have a black president and you have a white president. Who do you think they want?
Who's they?
They want the white president."
Let's try and find this. What did she say? It was
Plays the Carolina.
Columbia, South Carolina. All right. Trump. Columbia, South Carolina, white, black president. Okay, Trump unhinged from the David Pakman show. All right, let's see what we got.
Maybe.
And of course, we know that of all people, David Pakman is the most honest person that ever did live.
The most disgusting moment of all
Oh,
from the last week of rallies took place in Columbia, South Carolina.
So this video is from 10 days ago. Yeah, this video is from 10 days ago.
Trump was speaking to the BCF. Now you might say, David, sir, that's not a group I'm familiar with. What is the BCF? The BCF is the Black Conservative Federation.
Okay, so we should be able to tell based on how the Black Conservative Foundation feels as they are the foundation of Black conservatives, right? Just establishing that before we go in.
And what Trump said to the Black Conservative Federation is, do you want the black president or do you want the white president? As Donald Trump loves to say.
Well, I want the white president because the black president is, one, not black, and two, an idiot. I don't get it.
This is really weird. This is a very
Weird.
very strange 14 seconds from Trump's rally or speech
All
rather
right, here
in
it
Columbia,
comes.
South Carolina.
Here,
Would you rather have the black president or the white president who got 1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy right now.
and I hear a lot of crying and complaining from the black people in the crowd that he said that to, right? Oh wait, no. Let's not stop it. Let's make sure.
I think they want the white guy right now.
How dare you?
What a horrible man. First, Donald Trump is so horrible because he said, oh, well, I guess she's black now. Then, when he says the black one, it's racist also.
Come on, man.
I just, what is it that you think he was saying? Are you denying that he's white and Kamala claims to be black? What is the issue with the statement?
In a video, he made a statement. This was in Columbia, South Carolina. He said, you have a black president and you have a white president. Who do you think they want? They want the white.
Who he asked them, who do you want? Which one of us do you want? Do you want me, the white guy who did stuff for you, or the one who's black because of the fact that she's black, supposedly? That was the question. That was the context. Not racist. You're racist.
White president. That is true. That is true. That is true. He did say that. He did say that. How does that make you feel? Because that's completely irrelevant to the presidency, but he's bringing up race and
That's the point. That's the joke. That's the joke, honey. That the black community is so all about, oh, our people, da, da, da. Do you want the white one or do you want the black one? The black one is fucking you over and the white one is actually helping you. You're just too dumb to understand the nuance of what he's actually saying. Yet again.
Again, my issue with him is he's created such a divide in this country, one like we have never seen. How is that somebody you can sit here and say you want not only in office?
Because he never would have said that if y'all were not making everything about identity politics. How do you not see that? How do you not see that? What is it that you think he meant when he was saying that? Like, oh, the white people are better than black people. To the black people that are then cheering him on. What do you think the black people in that crowd were thinking that he was saying that they were cheering him on? 2 seconds. Just think for 2 seconds. He said that to a crowd of black people, and they cheered it. But you're mad about it because white man David Pakman came in and told you that it was bad. Got it.
Ever seen? How is that somebody you can sit here and say you want not only in office, but someone who has a good character? I don't feel like that is somebody who values me because, yes, I am black. And that is a part of my identity. That makes me who I am. You have to consider.
So were all of the people in that crowd that were cheering him.
That. It is not white and black. It's not black and white. It's not. But for some.
Yes, that was the joke. That exactly and precisely was the joke. Good job. You've caught up.
To sit and actually say that the two things that make them different, his difference from Kamala is that he's white. And that's why the people want him. That's a dangerous ideology to spread. And we're.
Exactly. It is, isn't it? If you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. That is a dangerous ideology, isn't it?
Going to end up recreating history. If we let that continue, if we let him into office.
I'm not familiar with the comments you're referring to. It sounds to me like it's just something Trump says offhand. But again, I don't know if you've ever been to a Trump rally. It's like the most multiracial experience you'll ever have.
No, it's not.
Not that. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, how many rallies have you been to, sweetie?
They're all white. They're all white in the background.
No, and you look at what happened. I mean, Trump was doing initiatives trying to help Black Americans. Even in the 1990s, he was being honored by initiatives to like increase Black participation in business on Wall Street. And Trump has always gotten along very well with people of all backgrounds. It wasn't.
Yup. Shout out to Funk Master General. Welcome to the party, sir. Very, very, very good to see ya. Yeah, she is out here, clearly black, and yet she doesn't understand that she saw a clip of Donald Trump saying, do you want the white president or the black president? I bet you want the white president. And a bunch of black people that he said that to started cheering. But yet she's sitting here and she's mad about it because, again, white savior David Pakman came in and said, oh, well, this is weird. Crazy. Welcome to the party, sir. Very good to see you.
on Wall Street. And Trump has always gotten along very well with people of all backgrounds. It wasn't until, and a lot of people here are old enough to remember how beloved Trump was as a cultural icon
He had
until
housing
he
and
ran
didn't
for
allow,
president.
he denied housing to black people.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. He had
What?
housing. He had housing.
That's not
And
true.
he denied it to black people.
That's
You're
not true.
done. You're done. Oh,
Hi, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. So I think
oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. The born and raised Brooklyn mama. Let's see what we
I'm
got.
well versed to comment on this. Okay. Trump is a racist. He's a narcissist. He's a con, and he's a liar. Okay.
Brilliant, and very, very unique. Unique in its. I can't even make a joke about it. It's just the same thing. He's racist. He's bad. He's Hitler. He's a convicted felon. Shut up.
Okay. He had buildings. He didn't allow black people to go in there.
That's
right?
not true.
Wrong.
Yes, it is
Not
true.
because of his
I
race.
was a New Yorker. Yes, he was.
I lived in a state. Therefore, I know about the business that goes on in every building everywhere.
4 boys was wrongly convicted of a rape of
Central Park
a Central
5?
Park jogger.
Yeah,
He put
they
out.
were
He
guilty.
paid $80,000 to have it advertised. I was there. I lived there. Okay. The trauma that it caused people in New York. We could. I have a brother the same age. We
Yeah.
were scared to.
You realize that we didn't all get to see the Netflix breakdown of what actually happened at that point, right? What people understood was that there was a gang of people. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but you know, doing stuff they weren't supposed to be doing. That, I mean, oh, okay.
To let our kids out because he put in an ad to put them to death.
Because they were guilty.
Kids.
You know, they admitted to
They
being
were not
guilty.
guilty.
Yes,
they
they
got
were.
DNA.
No, I'm serious.
They were
Look up the Central
coerced.
Park 5.
They were coerced because back then
They were coerced to get DNA.
the police force was kind of corrupt. They were coerced.
Kinda.
Because they were poor black boys living in the projects.
Okay.
Their parents could not afford a lawyer. Only one, Yusuf, mother, got a lawyer who actually was a real estater. She was either Jamaican or African. Got a real estate lawyer, not even a criminal lawyer, right?
Where are the flags? What is this? It's so disingenuous that like they can see when the person is in the seat and they're not making good points. Then, or rather, when John's talking and making good points, they'll wave the flag. Oh no! Don't let him speak! Don't let him speak! Don't let him speak! But when you know when she's up here just kind of talking about one specific thing that has nothing to do directly with Trump's character. And nothing. We're just litigating a 25, 30-year-old case. What are we doing here?
And that's why he's the only one who didn't confess. Okay. I was there. I remember it.
You saw this.
He did. I was living it.
Okay.
I lived in New York.
Okay.
Okay. He is a racist. That he would put an ad out on a paper to convict boys.
What does
young
race
boys.
have to do with it?
So he has. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're saying it's about race, I mean, if you hear a story about 5 boys doing that to a woman, what does race have to do with it?
But
Wouldn't you do that about
You're
anybody?
innocent until you're proven guilty. That's America.
They were.
That's
They should have
America.
been proven
Trump
guilty.
deserved to be murdered then because he's convicted of
He's not convicted of rape.
He's
Absolutely not
convicted
true.
of
Convicted of rape.
He's a convicted. That's not true.
He
Hey, Funk Master General! Shout out! Our first teal, what is it? Our first teal super chat or higher, going towards our goal to get Morty his peanut butter. Of course, he gets a treat anyway. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. Thank you so very, very much, sir. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Very, very, very much appreciated.
Absolutely not true.
Convicted of rape.
He's a convicted. That's not true.
he's abused women. He has no respect for women. He likes to
So is Kamala's husband.
have sex with them when he's married. He cheated on all his wives.
Nobody cares.
Matter of fact, I forgot to mention his 2 wives were immigrants. Okay. He has no morals.
What's wrong with that? According to you, what's wrong with having immigrant wives? What?
No, he cares nothing about nobody
That seemed a little racist.
but himself. He's a liar. He had immigrants working for him and don't pay them.
Okay. I have a question then. So you're from New York. You've probably walked by Trump Tower.
My father union helped put the light fixture in Trump Tower.
Okay.
And my
Let him
father would say
walk.
every day, this guy's an asshole.
So why would you think then,
Excuse my language.
if Donald Trump prior to getting involved in politics. He's living at the top of the skyscraper that's got his name on it. He's got, you know, supermodel wife, all this money coming in. Why would he then enter into the realm of politics where every day people are mad at him? They're charging him with things. His net worth is going down. Why would he go through all of that still now to where he's literally has assassination attempts if he didn't care about America? If he's doing it for himself, he would check out whenever.
I remember this part. I remember this part. And this was me. This was me.
Has assassination attempts if he didn't care about America. If he's doing it for himself, he would check out
He's
whenever,
doing
right?
it for him. He likes the power. He likes to have power. That's all it is. He likes.
I used to think that was a legitimate answer to why would somebody who has all of the luxuries in the world that anyone could ever possibly ask for give that up? Because he wants to have power. He had power. I bet you he had a lot more power to do the things that he wanted to do in business than he does have the power in politics. What's from Eastern Europe? Yeah, he employed her black father. You can't make this shit up.
He would check out
He's
whenever,
doing
right?
it for him. He likes the power. He likes to have power. That's all it is. He likes to be recognized. He likes to have the power. That's
But
all
again,
it is.
he already was recognized. He was already famous.
So it is
I mean,
with
he
him.
wasn't able to get anything done,
He's
right?
a
So what power does he
narcissist.
really have?
He just likes to. He incited the Capitol getting because he likes the power that he has. These people just running to him when he says something. Yes, you know, he likes to have that power.
It's insane that these people really, really think this stuff.
Yes, sir. John, nice to meet you.
This guy I remember being pretty normal-ish.
Oh.
I mean, he's here as a Kamala voter. I
We
don't
were
know.
talking about the character. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, I believe Donald Trump is an okay character myself.
Mhm.
We both share the same birthdays, and
Hey, there you go.
I also believe sorry for saying, but we as Black people, we get caught up on the wrong candidates.
Yeah.
Like, I think we forget, like, Kamala Harris, the vice president.
Mhm.
So what if she become
Yup.
president? What would change? Since she already the vice
Yup.
president, and I do feel like when Trump was in office, I feel like it was a better economy and things for us, you know. And another thing, Kamala
I'm
Harris
surprised they haven't flagged him out. I'm surprised they haven't flagged him out already.
is also locked up a lot of
Trump's wife.
African
For
Americans.
possession of weed, like just
Yeah, and I think we forget about that. So
they.
Yep. See, they don't like that talk. Hey, you have to say what we're saying, or you don't get to speak.
okay, it's okay.
Guys, if you have not already, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It helps out so very, very much. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
I'm gonna bring race into it. 400 years of slavery.
Oh my God, we're really talking about slavery. All right. Okay.
And also, sorry. Also, just like the history of America, I don't even have to go that far deep, but why is it such a big deal if the first woman and the first Black woman runs the country when
It's not. That's the answer. It's not. It's not. One more time. It's not. Again, I was very happy to vote for Chelsea in 2016. And if there was a different Black woman, or if there was a Black woman who was running for president who was good, I absolutely would vote for her. But we don't have that. You're the racist one, thinking that it's all about race. As the first words out of your mouth, I'm going to bring race into it. Well, no shit. It's no wonder you don't understand what other people think. You don't even try. Shout out to Aim. Welcome to the party. Good to see ya. Good to see ya.
y'all have fucked it up for so many years, hundreds of years? I don't understand that.
Wait, who's y'all?
When y'all, if the first woman and the first Black woman runs the country when y'all have fucked it up for so many years.
Oh, so now we're just blaming all white people for everything. Okay, all right. That's not racist at all.
Hundreds of years. I don't understand that.
So do you think
I bet you don't.
then that like everything that's happened in American history in terms of politics is all a monolith of white people?
Yes, that is what he thinks.
Majority, yes.
And white people all act the same, have the same interest, and
No,
we messed it up
not
so
the same.
badly.
Not the same interest.
That's what a monolith is, dude.
But like, I will say white men are accustomed to telling and not listening.
I think that's a dangerous
Yep. Oh, those flags go down when we agree. Oh,
route
my
to go down
God.
because if you start
To telling and not
Oh
listening.
no! We
White
can't
men
be
are
listening to
accustomed
this.
to telling and not listening.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
okay, I'm with that.
that's a dangerous route to go down, because if you start saying something,
it's racist.
Something like, okay, look at the white people in charge of this country. Look how badly they messed it up. Well, you look at non-white people in charge of other countries in the world, and nobody wants to go live there, and everyone wants to come live here. So again, if you start keeping score, you can get to some pretty scary conclusions.
Oh no, they're saying something.
Which
Oh no,
I would disagree with, but
I think my whole point is that, like,
we want to focus.
Why did he seem so confused, as if he didn't know what the rules were?
Focus on character, though.
This isn't even the very beginning. We're halfway through the whole thing.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a.
If you are just joining us, we are jumping around from topics, and right now we are discussing the character of the candidates, Trump versus Harris, of course, the character. So the next topic is up to you guys. We've got immigration, the economy, or democracy.
2 minutes.
So could you just tell me for a second the top 3 positive attributes of Donald Trump that you think make him an excellent leader?
Strength, transparency, and actually caring about the American people.
Specifically?
Sure. Incredible resilience, charisma, and transparency.
There you go.
Can I ask you a question about that? Transparency.
Yep.
That's an interesting word to use specifically for.
Is it?
Someone who isn't even transparent with the person they pick to be their spouse. Do you think that if you pick a spouse and then have to go cheat on them, do you think that you're very good at judging?
If you want to tell me that you've never cheated on anyone, then maybe I'm willing to hear you out. I don't care about the personal lives of this shit. I do not care. I do not care. But you look like a cheater, bitch. Liberal woman, like, come on.
Judging other people's character?
Yeah, I'm not really concerned with like tabloid gossip. I'm concerned about the border being wide open and the economy.
Do you think it's tabloid gossip if there's physical evidence of it?
Absolutely. And one thing I would say, though, just to, I guess, wrap this up, we've heard
what people do in their bedrooms is absolutely none of my business.
A lot about Trump's character like we have for the last 10 years, which, again, he was a beloved cultural figure. It was only
beloved by whom?
Everybody.
Everyone. We'll play that clip from The View again, but they keep copyrighting it. But Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and what's her face? Barbara Walters hugging him. My good friend Donald Trump. All of that. And so here's the thing. They don't like sleeping in the same room. They love each other, but it doesn't look like romantic love. But they don't sleep in the same. But yeah, great. That's absolutely, again, still not my business. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care either way. Like, that's not my business. That is not relevant to his ability to run the country. And these people will just take anything. These people will take anything. It's so. I don't even have the words because, like, you want to say hypocritical and ironic and all these things, but they're just not strong enough. They're just not strong enough. We're talking about who is the president right now? The fucking kid sniffer, the fucking showers with that. You want to bring up weird shit about the guy's daughter. I get that he's not the one running anymore, but you're still supporting that same campaign. So clearly you don't have that much of an issue with it. And I think it would have behooved John to kind of fight on their level with this stuff. Because it's not like you're going to convince them otherwise. You just have to show that their standards don't actually lead to their conclusions.
We have for the last 10 years, which, again,
look at that face. Like, ugh, you seem like the most unpleasant person ever, which then leads me to believe that you've probably been dicked down by a bunch of dudes who don't like you.
He was a beloved cultural figure. It was only
beloved by whom?
Everybody.
I'm from Connecticut, and I can tell you that New England hates Donald Trump.
He had the highest rated shows. Everybody loved Trump.
What do you mean? No, you can Google Apprentice.
And now what we're seeing is these character assassinations by the media.
Character assassinations?
Absolutely. So I guess I would just ask you this.
You're
okay,
not
Trump's
here?
character is the worst. Sure. Why do you trust the character of somebody like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, people who have been career politicians, who have been in charge of this country as it's seen its decline?
Kamala Harris is a prosecutor. I trust a prosecutor to
You trust
do the
law
job of a
enforcement?
prosecutor over a felon to do the job of a felon.
Kamala
Do you
Harris-
think that?
These empty look, so Like the time it would take to explain how you can have a person who got caught up in this, that, whatever, and is technically a convicted felon, and somebody who's a prosecutor who we know she was a bad prosecutor. We know she withheld exculpatory evidence against black people to keep them in jail so that they would fight fires for slave wages. But because he's the prosecutor, she's the prosecutor, and he's a convicted felon, automatically nothing else matters. And of course, we got Mood here to agree with the retardation. Welcome to the party. Oh, she's from Connecticut. That explains the look on her face. Yeah, I mean, New England bitches. I knew there was something.
Prosecutor over a felon to do the job of a felon. Do you think that it is American exceptionalism to have a felon representing our country?
I think Donald Trump is American
domestic
exceptionalism.
and foreign.
And so that's my point. They're all about multiple partners and weird dichotomies of relationships. Yet they're using Trump's supposed cheating, like. Okay, dude.
Relations.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something you're proud of?
I'm proud of Donald Trump.
You're proud.
No, I'm not proud of that. I just don't think that it is disqualifying in any way. Do you think that marrying if we want to talk about spouses, let's talk about Dougie. Dougie just slapping bitches left and right. Do you think that's good character when you pick the person you pick? Come on.
So you support
and again, that's why this is how he should have attacked this, because he's not going to say anything that's going to convince these people of anything. All you can do here is demonstrate that their logic does not follow. It does not make sense for the things that they are saying.
Support felons being CEOs and executives. That's what you want to see. That's the exceptional America you want to see.
You use the word felon to invoke imagery of scary crime.
No, I'm just asking you.
Tax impropriety.
I'm asking you.
With all of these,
you think those are the people that are going to uphold democratic values of honesty, respect, American exceptionalism? You think someone who is actively engaged in lying and fraud,
unlike Kamala Harris, she's never lied and she's completely honest about everything.
He's going to do those things,
which is not, and he has, and he does.
He's literally in legal.
Yeah, this is the level of thought. Oh, that's a scary word, but she has a good word. I go with the good word.
He's in the legal preparation right now. We just don't know how many counts he's going to be guilty of.
Right. And the reason for that, like with all the other persecution against Donald Trump, isn't because they finally found the one person in politics who's corrupt. I think everybody in this room would agree that DC is a swamp and everybody there is in it for themselves, at least for the most part. What's weird to me is that Donald Trump would get in there saying he wants to drain the swamp, and all of a sudden we would see an unprecedented level of persecution, be that slander in the media, be that legal persecution, physical persecution against his safety with assassination attempts, all that which none of us have seen in our lifetimes. So
I've
for
seen
that
it
to
in my
make sense,
lifetime. My mom was murdered during the Trump presidency. And nothing has been done about it.
And that's Trump's fault.
So I've seen what Donald Trump has been responsible for under his presidency.
Ask her about it. Oh my fucking God. You would use your dead parent as a political fucking tool. That is disgusting. You people have no fucking bar as to go too low. Well, Trump was president when my mom died. Therefore, Trump is a racist. You just said that out loud on camera. You just said that out loud. Shout out to Quantech. Welcome to the party. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Did you end up watching Am I Racist or not yet? Quantech said, I'm not the biggest fan of Doyle, but I don't completely hate everything he says. I am right there with you, because he's definitely he's far right wing. He's like, but it shows how even somebody like that can destroy the average Kamala voter, even though they are themselves a crazy person. Because even the crazy people on this side still understand the other side. There you go. Shout out. If you missed it, we did watch Am I Racist in the Discord server last night. I tried to do it here, but they claimed it, and all of the members had the opportunity to check it out. So make sure you join so you don't miss out. All right, let's dive back in here.
So I've seen what Donald Trump.
Yeah, we need to.
Assassination attempts, all that, which none of us have seen in our lifetimes. So
I've
for
seen
that
it
to
in my
make sense,
lifetime. My mom was
for that
murdered
to make
during the
sense,
Trump presidency.
We have never seen two attempts on a president. I've seen it. My mom died during the Trump presidency. What? The audacity. Your mom is rolling over in her grave that you're on the internet trying to use her death to win a political argument in a way that doesn't even make sense. Because your mom dying is not a president getting assassinated or attempted assassination twice. Yeah, dumbass.
Us have seen in our lifetimes. So
I've
for
seen
that
it
to
in my
make sense,
lifetime. My mom was
for that
murdered
to make
during the
sense,
Trump presidency,
for
and
that to
nothing
make
has been
sense,
done about it.
for
So
that-
I've seen what Donald Trump has been responsible for under his presidency.
because of Trump, your mom.
And my mom is dead. Donald Trump is not.
Okay.
He's very much alive.
Okay.
Very much.
So
only thanks to the grace of his head turning. Like, do you not remember he got shot in the face? I'm sorry about your mom, but he got shot in the face. What are we talking about?
Again, in terms of Trump's character, we're talking about somebody who seems to have sacrificed safety, money. Yes, safety,
A trust fund baby
money,
sacrificed what exactly?
literally.
You have money, therefore your life is perfectly perfect, and there's nothing ever that could be wrong, and I don't have as much money as you, therefore I'm the victim, and everything is about me.
Billions of dollars.
What
His
has
net
he
worth.
sacrificed in his entire?
He was just answering that, but you're helping your feels, and you're not listening.
Trust fund baby
money,
sacrificed what exactly?
literally billions of dollars.
What
His
has
net
he
worth.
sacrificed in his entire life?
Billions of dollars. His net worth is
Billions?
decreased. With a
Every
B.
business he's ever had has went bankrupt.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so we eventually will, I assume, get back to abortion, but democracy has won this poll, and let me check my notes here. That was the last one.
Word.
All right. Democracy and corruption. So I will put up another poll with the rest of the things there, and you guys get to choose what we do next. But yeah, I did want to start there with the character, because I think it was a good way to introduce just like generally how people are feeling about the landscape. So I really want to get back into the economy stuff, but we will see. Am says she needs to check her tone. She's just making it difficult to even care what she says. Just like Kamala. Gonzek said, Doyle is Matt Walsh's illegitimate child. Prove me wrong. An early comment of the night. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
So when it comes to corruption, so Kamala Harris was raising him with a.
What? Are you gonna say a thing, dude?
A middle class working family. Yeah. And as to where Donald Trump may have been privileged in some aspects of his life. Mm-hmm. So would you think that somebody's morale or their thought processes may be derived differently within how they were raised and the way they come up?
I think it could be, but I don't know if it's necessarily a guarantee of if they're going to be corrupt or not. I think that career politicians such as Kamala Harris have a much higher likelihood of being corrupt, which is why they're able to climb the political ladder, which we all know is so rotten, as opposed to people who make money in Manhattan real estate or television shows or things of that nature.
Sure. So, but you don't think like their mindset is going to be for the people who have less than themselves?
It could be. If you took 100 billionaires versus 100 middle class people and saw, who has a mind to accommodate for, people with less, I would guess maybe you would see something like that. But again, we saw what Trump did in office, and he was putting money back into the pockets of working class families, the middle class families. And we mentioned this during the economy segment. It was a 40% increase in lower class family net worth. You saw like $6,000 go back into the pockets of middle class families because of his tax cut act. So Donald Trump does seem to have an idea that people should be able to afford more and to keep more of their own money. And so
while
guys, if you're gonna be a huge favor, we are still lacking on them likes. Please just hit that. Come on.
it might be as simple as to say, well, he's rich. What does he know about me? If you look at what he actually does and how he actually talks to people, and also who his biggest supporters are, you go to a Trump rally, you don't see guys,
nobody. YouTube just YouTube just deletes them when they don't like them.
Dressed in suits like me. You see like people who look like they just got off the line or something. These are guys who are like middle class, working class, and you drive anywhere.
What about doing lines? I joke.
People who look like they just got off
Hey, yo! Shout out to Unwanted Foe with our second super chat towards Morty's goal. Of course, we get a treat here. And he's knocked out Fuckmaster General, making you the new sponsor of the stream. Thank you so very much. Welcome to the party, guys. 3 more and Morty gets his peanut butter. Let's do it. Let's get it done. We also got M169 in the building. Welcome to the party. So can they put up people who can form a complete thought? I don't think there are people on that side who can do that. Welcome. We also got TV Viewerski. Good to see ya. Hail Morty indeed. He is the overlord. And the best co-host on the internet. Welcome to the party, guys. Good to see you. Thank you so very much. Unwanted Foe. Guys, again, if you have not already voted for the next topic, we are now covering democracy and corruption. And the rest of the options are in the poll. Thank you. Let's dive right back in,
rally. You don't see guys, dressed in suits like me. You see like people who look like they just got off the line or something. These are guys who are like middle class, working class. And you drive anywhere out, you get out of the city, you get into not even the suburbs, but like rural areas. They're flying Trump flags, Trump signs, Trump bumper stickers, because they view Trump to be somebody who's going to represent them, somebody who's going to actually be a voice for them.
New Jersey is blue AF, especially Central Jersey here. Blue AF. I see Trump flags everywhere. I think I may have seen a Harris Walls thing somewhere. I've definitely never seen a Biden Harris thing. I think I saw one. But I think Jersey's going red, baby.
Trump to be somebody who's going to represent them, somebody who's going to actually be a voice for them, because these people were largely checked out of politics before Trump, which is why you had so many first-time voters who were voting for Trump in 2016 because they lived their lives. They see some guy in a red tie says this, some guy in a blue tie says this, but the country's losing jobs, we're losing wealth, things are getting worse.
Oh, according to the polls, right? The same polls that said on election night 2016, Hillary Clinton had 98% of the vote. Okay, dude.
Trump comes along finally with a new message, which maybe you don't like it, but it's a new message. And finally, those people feel like they have some sort of political representation, which is why, this segment's about democracy and corruption, things like that.
Actually, I'm going to add this one to the... Got a bunch of these people talking shit at him to the notes section, and we'll have a little stream where we go through all of them and laugh at all the people. The most recent one before that was Mark My Brilliance in November. I'll be back. Gonna subscribe to you, so remember to come back and have a good laugh. And then before that, we excited for November. Kamala is gonna toss Cheeto Mussolini into a prison cell. We got a bunch of them. What? Oh my God! Saying Nazi? What? I never even heard of that, bro. Sick. Oh, good burn, bro.
Like that. I think that in a way, the election of Donald Trump is one of the most democratic things to happen in this nation's history, accurately representing the will of the people.
So it's my personal belief that there's minorities out there that may believe.
I just have a general feeling that if you talk about minorities, that's not really. Probably you're not on the right side of this thing.
Due to his pompous persona, his arrogance, his demeanor, it's very unbecoming, and they find it very standoffish and unwelcoming for these minorities that are out there. So, do you think he could be a little more empathetic with the American people, or do you think that's impossible? I personally think it's impossible.
More empathetic with the American people as compared to Kamala Harris and the Democratic. These people have such a robust idea of something that does not exist. I would, if whatever they think exists actually existed, I think I'd be scared too. I don't see how you wouldn't be. I don't see how you wouldn't be. Like, if you actually thought that there was Nazis and stuff, like, you should be scared. You should be shitting your pants. You should be acting like a crazy person right now. But again, like the other woman, like, if you just take 30 seconds to actually think about it, then you realize, if all of these people are rejecting the notion, no, I don't think it's Nazi, I don't think it's racist, I just think it's different than what you think. And you say, no, you're a Nazi. Okay, dude. Yeah, I will take that bet. I will take that bet. Never seen a Nazi in his life. And don't worry, I am prepared for this. So Quantek said, if there were literal Nazis at Trump rallies, I'm sure the pictures would be all over the place now. Where's the proof? Where's your source, Mood? Where's your source? Okay, dude.
Could be a little more empathetic with the American people? Or do you think that's impossible? I personally think it's impossible.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that Donald Trump isn't empathetic. I think he certainly has an ego about him. But I mean, any example in Trump's life where he was in proximity to disaster? I mean, even on September 11th, he was down at ground zero, putting his guys to work, trying to find people, cleaning up debris and rubble. He meets with all sorts. He meets with the victims of people who have been killed by illegal aliens. He does all sorts of things to extend those olive branches to minority groups, the First Step Act, different things like that. And so I think that maybe he speaks a way that is sometimes off-putting to people, but I don't think that means that he has some cold heart and he doesn't actually care about people other than himself.
I'll think otherwise. Thank you.
What did he say? He wasn't doing it?
With himself.
I'll pick up the West. Thank you.
I still don't know what he said. I pick up the West. I'll pick up the rest.
Yes, he was. You can see the footage. Yes, he was.
So just I guess.
Okay, just a little side argument there. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes, he was.
So just I guess start off the conversation, how do you feel about January 6th and then the 2020 presidential election?
Well, I think
I didn't even mean to hit that. I did not. I swear to God, I didn't.
January 6th was a day where a riot occurred and things got a little bit out of hand. And I think that the 2020.
Okay, so send me the link, and then we'll because we're all Nazis, we're going to agree with this white supremacist. So drop the link in the Discord, and we'll watch it together. And then when we are all like, yeah, no, I don't think that way, then we can all say, no, you stupid, you wrong. So go ahead, drop that link. Drop that link. Drop that link, motherfucker. Don't say I'm sure. There are no socialists at Democrat rallies. I thought personal experiences aren't considered proof these days. Again, Guamtech, you misunderstand. You think that these people work on logic. The logic does not matter. It is just, what do I need to say to win in this moment right now? What was said yesterday, we are unburdened by what has been. We are unburdened. You already did? Okay. Where? Because I don't see anything. So, anybody see a link here? Those are my links. Hit that. Link. Nope. Link. Nope. Word of the day. Nope. What about in content suggestions? Nope. Affiliate updates? Oh, nobody's ever used that channel. The merch store? Nope. Not there either. Social media, maybe. Did you put it in memes? Maybe there. Nope. Oh, that's what I thought. Lies.
20 election was fortified such that Trump didn't really have a fair shot.
So when he says that he didn't lose the election, and J.D. Vance also affirms that he didn't lose the election, would you agree that he...
Oh, I was waiting for it. I had it because, they all are the same and somebody else said it. But unfortunately for you, sir, I come prepared.
A bigot, a racist, a problem.
Would you repudiate David Duke?
Sure. David Duke and robocalls are out again, the white supremacist movement supporting you. Do you have any words for that?
Well, I disavow. David Duke endorsed me? Okay. All right. I disavow, okay?
I disavow David Duke. So I've disavowed David Duke all weekend long on Facebook, on Twitter, and obviously it's never enough.
Trump's refusal to condemn, distance himself from white supremacists.
The Anti-Defamation League is already out there asking the president to clarify deny why he didn't condemn white supremacists.
So are you prepared right now to make a clear and unequivocal statement renouncing the support of all white supremacists?
Of course I am. Of course I am.
When Chris joined, we had a news conference and they asked me the exact same question. I said, I disavow. I disavowed then. I disavowed today on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. I disavowed again.
David Duke is a bad person who I disavowed on numerous occasions over the years.
I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. I reject David Duke, rejected David Duke. I've rejected the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan.
David.
You're just, again, dude, you're just too dumb for this. You're not smart enough to engage here.
Duke is saying to his
you're absolutely welcome, but you are just not smart enough to understand here. You're just not smart enough. It's the same thing. Well, you don't understand what was happening in Am I Racist? Oh, he's being mean. Okay. Yes. He's being why? Why is he being mean? Based on his own ideology or based on yes? Okay. No, you are too dumb. You are too dumb for this channel.
Was fortified such that Trump didn't really have a fair shot.
So when he says that he didn't lose the election, and J.D. Vance also affirms that he didn't lose the election, would you agree that he had the election stolen from him, or do you think it was simply that there were things that kind of may influence people's electoral outcomes?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that like there were Dominion voting machines that were rigged and hacked and everything like that.
You don't want to be sued, I'm saying.
Yeah, well, and we do have to be careful because of the way that YouTube may handle things. But I think that there was advantage taken of voter registration rolls and mail-in ballots and things like that, which produced outcomes which were statistically impossible in areas that Trump was expected to perform well in. And ultimately, we had a result that was something that was like just completely unexpected. He was winning all the bellwethers, and you had like record turnouts in counties which that wasn't supposed to occur in. And yeah, it was just an environment which I think was completely illegitimate.
Yeah, so I mean, we could go through like the evidence surrounding like election fraud or anything surrounding that.
You're not even worth the projection drink. You're not even worth it.
With the 65 cases that none of which went in his favor. You can talk about the audit that occurred in Arizona with all the issues in Maricopa County that were started with Trump supporters that ultimately affirmed the results. In fact, it actually showed that Biden won by a greater margin than we initially expected. So when we look at the 65
Mood's the type of dude to get his girl stolen by this.
cases, or you look at like the audits that occurred in states like Arizona, for example, how come nothing defends this idea that it was stolen from him?
Because in 2024, which is the election we're discussing, I mean, we're talking about corruption and democracy. You actually think that Kamala Harris is a more democratic, meaning she represents and can execute the will of the people, and she's less corrupt, meaning she's less self-interested than Donald Trump. Do you think that's true?
Wait, so just to clarify,
wait. We're talking about democracy, and you think it's more democracy or less democracy? Wait, I don't understand.
Stupid.
She's less self-interested than Donald Trump. Do you think that's true?
Wait, so just to clarify, how does this have to do with January 6th and the 2020 election? I thought that's what we were talking about.
We're talking about the 2024 election. That's the question of the whole discussion. I mean, if you want to bring up historical anecdotes to say, well, Trump is anti-democratic because a riot broke out at the Capitol, I understand that line of thought, but ultimately we're not going to get anywhere with that.
Well, he tried to overturn the results of the election by reaching out to representatives in Arizona and
he
Georgia.
Tried to litigate his way to a victory the same way that Al Gore did in 2000. I mean, there's a precedent.
Yep. What is white supremacy anyway? Is it white people brainwashing minorities to think one way, and if they don't, fear not because the white liberals know better? Sounds like white supremacy to me.
And for this in this country,
well, I think it was a little bit different with Al Gore. He obviously didn't lead his supporters to the Capitol.
Yeah, put on a show for y'all though, right?
On January 6th, nor did he try to send like fake elector. It's a fake elector scheme that Trump obviously had set up. And, you know, I'm assuming you saw the Jack Smith document that was released.
Yep,
so then you would admit that there was representatives from Arizona, for example, that reached out to Giuliani, or Giuliani reached out to them, and he tried to make them not certify the results. And when asked for evidence, he didn't have any. He said that they only had theories and no evidence to support the claims, and thought that they would just, you know, fall in line because they're Republicans.
Right. So again, you're using language like, or typically people who tend to make this argument use language like coup or insurrection, or lead. He led his supporters there. You are invoking imagery of like military dictators actually overthrowing a government. You're talking about a case where people were, like you said, passing back documents to each other. Like,
this is what he needs to be doing. This is what he needs to be doing. Explaining the standard of why your argument is not even an argument to begin with. The premise of your argument fails on its face. Just because you use scary words, oh no, that's not an argument. My words are scarier than your words.
Could we do something here? Could we do something here? And nothing came of it. I don't understand why this matters for 2024 if we're looking at the state of the country. The material circumstances that we're all facing. And people are like, well, what about this riot at the Capitol? Or, well, what about this other thing? It's like, I'm trying to pay for my car insurance. I'm trying to secure the border. There are Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes in Colorado. That is insane to me. And I think that the other
and of course, they are eating the dogs.
Side, your side has a motivation to try to like kind of misconstrue everything and make it more focused on these, very sort of hysterical instances as opposed to just what we're experiencing in the day to day.
Right. So, I mean, the discussion is about democracy and about the election and some level of corruption or fraud involved with that. And so, yeah, I think if you look at his efforts in following the 2020 election, I think those are absolutely like important to a lot of voters because I think they're representative of the individual who's unwilling to accept the results if they're not.
Is it just me? Is it just me, or when these people talk, like fucking say it with your chest? Why are you talking like you're a fourth grader who got in trouble and I didn't do my homework, but please don't be mad at me. Like, what are you doing?
Like important to a lot of voters because I think they're representative of the individual who's unwilling to accept the results if they're not in his favor. As I mentioned with Arizona and Georgia, those are pretty clear-cut examples where he reached out and tried to have them not certify the results. He obviously tried to get Mike Pence to not certify the results and was incredibly upset with him following his decision not to. And we saw that Trump supporters were also not too happy with Mike Pence. So if you want to talk about the economy, you can talk about the economy. But if you want to talk about the election and democracy, then I think it's completely unfair to.
We're talking about democracy and corruption.
Say that January 6th and 2020 are completely irrelevant in the minds of voters.
Well, I think that democracy, which I disagree with,
should be. They're definitely not. They should be, but yeah, no.
But I think that when we talk about democracy, it's important because it's supposed to reflect the will of the voter. And I think the reason I would say that Trump is actually better for democracy, which, by the way, if you look at polling of people in swing states,
because he was democratically elected. Only one of the candidates were democratically elected.
Majority of them are actually saying they trust Trump more than Kamala to handle the issue of democracy insofar as you feel that that's a concern. But I think it's important because, as we've been discussing all day, Trump was actually able to break free from these orthodoxies in American politics, be those orthodoxies on foreign policy, immigration policy, or trade policy, in a way that Americans had polled in support of for decades, but nobody was willing to do for them until Donald Trump. And I think that's why, on the corruption side of things, he has had to face.
For what? For president? No, you didn't.
Face persecution with a fine-tooth comb. Everybody else is fine. They get to go to work, but Donald Trump has always got some scandal in the media. He's always being, charged with something. And you can either think that that's because he actually is just the worst and everybody else isn't that bad, or you can think, wait a minute, maybe he's onto something when he talks about draining the swamp. Maybe.
Bro, I thought, like, oh damn, he is good at this. This is dead ass, bro. This is dead ass.
There's a reason why only Trump is facing this level of persecution for the first time in any of our lifetimes, and it's because he's actually trying to do the things that he says he is.
Are you principally?
No, come on, John Doyle. It's because in all of the history of politics, we've never had a convicted felon. We've never had anybody who's done financial crimes. We've never had anybody who's cheated on their wife. Because we know for sure that if you do those things, that you have an inability to run a country. I mean, it's basic logic.
Against what you call persecution or having some sort of process?
No.
So you're not against it?
No.
So then when you mentioned Donald Trump and having these civil and criminal cases, it's not on the basis of him facing persecution. It's specifically because you think it's harmful to...
It's lawfare.
Literally not, dude. Literally not. Literally not. Hey, unwanted foe coming back in the fold as the co-sponsor of the stream said, feed my boy. And of course, we will, guys, 2 more donations of $5 or more, and Morty gets some peanut butter. But thank you so much. And of course, that makes you the new co-sponsor of the stream. Thank you so very, very much, sir.
Of him facing persecution. It's specifically because you think it's harmful to...
It's lawfare.
But I'm asking, do you think lawfare is principally wrong? Like if he tries to go after people...
Yeah, is it inherently wrong? No, it's not inherently wrong. No, I don't think it's inherently wrong. I mean, the way they went after, what's his face? Oh, fuck, you guys got to remind me. I apologize, Funk. Last time I never had you here. But yeah, they went after Al Capone on lawfare. And I mean, as long as he is guilty of what he is, not gender, Funk Master General. Now I got you both. I apologize, but of course we have 2 sponsors of this stream. Very, very, very much appreciated. Yeah, but so the idea of lawfare is not inherently wrong. I think there are ways to use the law to get the desired effects when if things fall in line. I don't think it should be very commonly used. I don't think there would be very many situations in which using lawfare would be appropriate, just like warfare is not appropriate in most situations, but it's not inherently wrong. No, not inherently wrong, but the way this was done absolutely was inherently wrong. Guanzag said that's why you can't say the R word these days. Which R word? Who knows? Exclamation point. Multiple ones are banned now. Yeah. TV said I would suggest it is unfair, being as government has access to unlimited currency. Sure, it's definitely, yeah, I agree with you. But the question was, is it inherently wrong? It is inherently unfair in that sense. But I don't. Again, the fact of the matter is there are situations, just like with warfare, that even though 99% of situations that a human will encounter, even most situations that a country will encounter, does not call for warfare. But that doesn't mean that's inherently wrong. That's just not what it means. And of course, we all know that vice presidents are appointed and not elected. And of course, you know that's not what we mean. She is running for president, and she did not get. How many votes did she get to be our president? How many votes did she get to be the nominee, Mood? Since you want to play stupid, we'll go right for it. We'll go right for it on the nose. How many votes did Kamala Harris get to be the president of the United States? Exactly.
It's lawfare. It's lawfare.
But I'm asking, do you think lawfare is principally wrong?
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. I miscounted. Okay, I did mess up. Oh, god damn. Shout out to our boy. I miscounted. I'm so used to Fuckmaster just throwing it down. I gotta say, hold up. Unwanted foe has done the damn thing. Thank you. And of course, 0 votes. All right, let's dive back in. Let me fix that for you, buddy.
And criminal cases, it's not on the basis of him facing persecution. It's specifically because you think it's harmful to.
It's lawfare.
But I'm asking, do you think lawfare is principally wrong? Like if he tries to go after people that he believes are disloyal to him?
The good part with lawfare is that it should be applied universally. What I don't like is this big, ugly bureaucracy that is only invoked to go after people when they go against the way that the political establishment wants things to go.
Yeah, that means you get up.
How you doing, sir? John, nice to meet you.
All right. So about Trump, he got some supporters called the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
Put a 1 in the chat if you support the Proud Boys.
So when they marched the Capitol, he told them to stand up and stand down. What do you think that means?
I think the quote you're referring to is when he said,
"Stand back and stand by." And what he was, let's bring up the clip. Because he was like, yeah, I don't know who the fuck those people are. What is it that you want me to say? I'll say whatever the fuck you want me to say. Stand down, stand back, stand out. Yeah, whatever you want me to say, I will say those things to that. That was the situation. Trump, Proud Boys. Bum.
You have repeatedly. You've been talking back.
So this is during a debate. He's trying to say something. This fuck is interrupting him.
Statement. I'm asking you.
I would love to end it.
So he's trying to finish his statement.
I would love to.
He's like, no.
If you want to switch seats,
we could very quickly.
We could do that, but
I'd send in the National Guard. It would be over. There'd be no problem.
Okay,
but they don't want to accept the National Guard.
You have repeatedly criticized the vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to?
So he already, yeah, sure, of course, yeah, whatever. He's just saying, yes, of course I don't fucking, obviously I don't fucking like these people. Obviously. Shout out to King Nirvana. Welcome to the party. Put a little extra on it. making sure Morty gets the whole damn dollar. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Very much appreciated. So let's see it in all of its glory
tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups.
Sure. He just said it. He just said, I condemn them completely. Sure, I do that, as I've done many times before, as we just saw in that video.
And to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence.
So now he's trying to, okay, you want me to say that, to stand, whatever. But now he's continuing his statement. So now Trump already had the statement that he was saying. He's trying to remember, okay, I just want to repeat whatever you're saying so you'll shut the fuck up so I can go back to what I'm saying. That's the situation.
In a number of these cities,
and he's still talking.
In
He's like, okay, you want me to say that
as we've seen in Portland.
Sure,
Are you
I'm
prepared to
do
specifically
do
it?
Well,
go ahead, sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what do you?
Yup.
What are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything I want to see.
So look how much time now has gone by between when when he said that specific phrase, which is why stand by, stand back, stand down, stand anything, was a part of this. It was how many seconds?
Peace. Then do it, sir.
Say it.
Then do it, sir.
Do it. Say it.
And so look at that. Look at that face.
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
So the situation is that Chris Wallace is that who that is demanding. Say it right now. Say it what I just said right now. Say what I said right now. And he's like, what did you say?
Say it. Do it. Say it.
And he's like, what the fuck do you want? What is it?
Say it. Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him?
He doesn't even know who the fuck we're talking about.
Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
who would
right
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud
militia.
Boys, stand back and stand by.
And even stand back. He was just trying to repeat the fucking words. He was just trying to repeat the fucking words. But of course, we have 4 years, 8 years, fucking 30 years of fucking Biden shitting bullshit out of his face. One little slip when he's trying to say, yes, I agree with whatever you are putting forward. I agree with whatever you are putting forward. And still, years later, this was 2016? Yeah, this was 2020. 4 years later, and as if this is the only quote they do it with, get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit.
But I'll tell you what.
Stand down. What do you think that means?
I think the quote you're referring to,
don't do whatever you're planning to do. Stand down means don't do it.
was when he said stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
Right. That was said during a debate when I think somebody was asking him a question about that. Again, that's just Trump saying, get away, get off to the side, things like that. I don't think that that's actual grounds for, inciting a riot or something like we saw, which again, if Trump actually were guilty of inciting a riot, then that's what they would have charged him for instead of just, improprieties with his business handling. So the legal criteria for inciting an insurrection, inciting a riot, he didn't even meet, which is why they didn't try to do that.
What about color? What is happening with colors? Did I miss something? We are not spending time on
media will say otherwise because it makes him look like an evil, scary, kind of dictator. But I don't think that's actually what we saw. I mean, the Proud Boys are a group of it's like a drinking club and guys get stupid and out of hand. And then there were actually people on January 6th who were opening up doors, escorting them into the Capitol, telling people, hey, let's break down barriers. People who were in cooperation with the federal government because they wanted that riot to occur. They wanted all that chaos so they could use it to make Donald Trump look like a terrorist.
What about the KKK that's a part of the Donald Trump election?
oh my God. So what about, let's take it way outside of extreme politics. What about Satanists? Most Satanists are voting for Harris. So she's in favor of the Satanists, right? Or there's only two options and everybody has to choose from those two options. It's almost like that's a retarded fucking argument. 169 said, let's not forget it was Chris Wallace who introduced the phrase stand down. Yep. And I mean, I don't think if he had just said stand down, I don't think there ever would have been an issue. The fact is that he didn't remember what the actual stand down. So he said stand back, stand by, stand away, stand all of that. He just didn't remember what specific phrase was said. And because of that, they ran with it. Yeah, I'm not even addressing it. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
About the KKK that's a part of the Donald Trump election.
To my knowledge, David Duke has endorsed Jill Stein. David Duke is like the former leader of the KKK. He just endorsed Jill Stein, who's a
Oh, but I thought the KKK and all the Nazis were for Trump. Are they
I guess the nominee for the Green Party, which is some like environmental thing. So the KKK are not friends of Donald Trump's.
Are you for sure?
I'm positive, 100% sure.
For sure.
I know he's a.
Do you? Whatever you're about to say, are you sure you know it, or do you think it?
Are you for sure?
I'm positive, 100% sure.
But I know he's a supremacist, so that's really.
You think Trump is a white supremacist?
Oh, for sure.
Called it. But he's a supremacist.
Sure.
Why?
Just on the comments and the hand gestures and stuff when he's in the crowd, when he's giving his.
The people who can speak clearly are not voting for Kamala.
You know, his debates and all that stuff. It just, you know, seems like that's what he was.
It's just like the vibes. You're gonna write the man off because he gives the vibe.
It's just the stuff that he say, like, you know, grab a woman by the, you know, stuff like that. And then
They let you. That's called consent.
It's a woman thing. It's locker room talk.
Yeah, I mean, he's a woman. And then, you know, he just
like, okay, bro, you gonna tell me you've never grabbed a pussy, you've never touched a pussy, you've never done anything to a woman? Oh my God, we can't touch a woman. That's the worst thing ever. No. It's the without consent part. It's the without consent part. When they say, hey, will you grab my pussy? Which is, I don't know, probably something nobody's ever said besides Donald Trump. But I would guarantee you the message that was trying to be relayed was the consent. Context. Why do communists and socialists support Democrats? Like we've been saying, they're dumb.
downgrades women, you know, every chance to get, every time he talks, you know, on anywhere, TV, debate, anything, he's just, you know.
Oh, so you mean the clips that they take out of context to show you, to make you think exactly what you think? Yeah. Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
I don't think he's right for this, you know, election. That's why I do.
Yeah, and that's your prerogative as a voter. I think that it's easy to write Trump off because of things he says, but ultimately, if you look at how he delivers for the American people, I think his record is pretty much unimpeachable, especially when compared to what the Biden administration has done, what Kamala Harris has done. I mean, she had the lowest approval rating of any vice president while she was in that position, which she still is. She's free to do anything she wants. She's second in command. It's not like Biden's running the White House. I don't think anyone believes that. So it's like, what is she doing? What could she do right now? I mean, again, it's easy to look at what Trump said 7 years ago about women, or even I think the Access Hollywood tape was in 2005, 2006. And Rosie, I mean, she is, you know, a little hard on the eyes, I guess, but we won't get into that. I mean, if anything, that was maybe a true comment Trump made if you think he's dishonest. But again, I don't think that is a accurate way to measure his performance as a president.
All right. I know. Actually, no. Until you, if you can give me an answer on the Satanists and Harris and why that doesn't speak to Harris supporting Satanists, then you can get an answer to this question. I will even start and I will answer it in without any condescension in full and answer your questions if you can give me the a reason why, if most Satanists are voting for Kamala Harris, then why that doesn't mean that Kamala Harris, or why that doesn't mean that Kamala Harris is in favor and supporting of Satanism, regardless of what you think of Satanism. If you can do that, then you can be part of the conversation.
Dishonest. But again, I don't think that is a accurate way to measure his performance as a president, which again, we saw did a fantastic job in his first administration. Nice talking to you.
You said democracy or corruption.
Not her
and I
again.
think that's Donald Trump's middle name, corrupt, because that's what he stands. That's what he stands for. Corrupt. He's corrupt because, first of all, I just want to comment on two things you said. He wasn't near He wasn't near Ground Zero.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
You can find the video.
He came afterwards.
Oh, so he wasn't there as the planes were hitting. Therefore, he's a bad guy. Was Kamala there? Oh, no, she wasn't. Okay, then what the fuck are you saying?
He wants to showboat. Okay, I was there. Okay, my best friend.
When? Before or after Trump? Were you there after Trump? Well, maybe you just want to be there to showboat.
got lupus because she was there. I have family that were police officers that were there. Donald Trump wasn't nowhere near that until afterwards. Rudy Giuliani, he cleaned up that place though. But
It's almost like he didn't know that planes were going to fly into buildings.
Trump was nowhere. He always wants to show face afterwards. Okay. So that's one thing I'm going to get you on with that one. Okay. Now, the corrupt thing that he has done.
I'm not asking about your personal opinion. I'm asking about group supports candidate. And you're saying because group supports candidate, candidate supports group. So I'm asking you to tell me how, if the Satanists are voting, if the group of Satanists are voting for this candidate, then why is it not that Kamala is supportive of Satanism? Again, I don't care what Satanist is or isn't, or what you think about it, or that's not the question. The question is, I didn't say that you claim that. I'm saying I am offering that to you as a fact. Most Satanists, as you say, it's a response to religion. They are certainly not voting for Trump. So again, the question is, I'm asking if most Satanists vote for Kamala, why is it not Kamala supports Satanists? But if neo-Nazis and white supremacists vote Trump, then it's Trump supports them. That'll make no sense. That is it is the same thing, actually, but not to you because reasons. Shout out to Taco Baco. So I remember the day after 9/11 when Trump said his tower was now the tallest. Okay, I got mad at that. I got mad at that at the time. Looking back, he ain't wrong. Is he wrong? I mean, it's kind of funny. And then like if he, oh my God, dude, you are so dumb. You are so dumb. Okay, so Satanists support Kamala, so therefore Kamala support Satanists, right? Because if Nazis support Trump, and that means Trump supports Nazis, then it has to go the other way around. So are you basing this on logic, or are you just saying no, my side is not the same and your side is bad? So what Adham? What are you talking about? I have not called anybody's names. It's my argument. You are too dumb for this. Okay, let's start over. I believe in you, Mood. You can do this. All right, stick with me. We're starting over. Okay, so Nazis are voting for Trump. Yes, you are stupid. That's why I have to do this way. So Nazis are voting for Trump. Okay, you with me? Okay, all right. Nazis are voting for Trump. That does not mean that Trump likes Nazis. Satanists are voting for Kamala. That does not mean that Kamala likes Satanists. That's the point. So unless you can tell me why it is the case that if Satanists were to vote for Kamala, that it would mean that she supports them, if that's not the case, then Nazis supporting Trump has absolutely nothing to do with Trump. You moron. You do. I know. But I feel like it's so simple. Group candidate. Like group supports candidate does not mean candidate supports group. Whoever the group is, whoever the candidate is, even if Nazis were supporting Kamala, I would not say that Kamala supports Nazis because I'm not a fucking moron.
So that's one thing I'm going to get you on with that one. Okay. Now, the corrupt thing that he has done with trying to play like he didn't.
Okay, dude.
The election wasn't fair, that he lost. Okay, that he won it. He did not win it.
Because he's right. Why are Nazis supporting Walmart? Why are Nazis supporting their local farm? Why are Nazis drinking? Why are Nazis getting dogs? Why are Nazis paying their taxes? Oh my God, the taxes must be Nazi then. You're so dumb. You are so dumb. I just explained it to you. It's not even, that doesn't even, he's not smart enough to get that. Let's just let him think that even if it is the case that Nazis are supporting Trump, even if it is the case, that's not what that means. That's not what that means. What do you think that means, dude? It's so embarrassing. The secondhand embarrassment that you are this publicly retarded. Yeah, Nazis drink water too. That must make water Nazi.
the election wasn't fair, that he lost. Okay, that he won it. He did not win it. He's setting up the
No, not if I demonstrated that you are in fact stupid. An ad hominem is an attack without a justification. Calling you stupid when you've demonstrated over and over and over and over and over that you are stupid is just an observation.
Precedent for this election too with the same thing. He's trying to set up right now to make it look like it's not fair when he loses, because he will lose. He will lose.
I don't know if that's true.
He will lose.
I think that he's looking pretty good in the polling.
He is going to lose. Okay. The polling does not reflect everybody. It's just a little some amount of people.
I think that to use the word corrupt to describe Donald Trump is just illiterate to what we've seen. I mean, he got up there on the debate stage against all of those Republican career politicians, and he told them, "You guys are all liars. I'm the only one who can say that I'm self-funded." And if you go back and watch those debates, he was getting booed by the audience, by all of those donors and special interests. That's the Republican establishment. Those are the swamp creatures.
So calling someone something that you've proven that they are is an ad hominem. Go ahead. Chat. Put a 1 if you agree with Mood. Put a 1 or put a 2 if you agree that calling somebody stupid is justified if you've demonstrated that they are in fact stupid and unable to grasp a very simple concept that has been laid forward. Let's go. Let's go. We'll stop the whole show for you, bro. Chat. I thought the chat was gonna be with you, bro. Well, oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Shout out to Julius. Welcome to the party. It's almost like, Mood, do you believe that it is possible for somebody to be stupid? Then if you demonstrate that somebody is stupid, then it's not an ad hominem. If you don't demonstrate that they are the thing and you call them the thing, that would be an ad hominem. You are like I mean, it's Dunning-Kruger personified. You cannot exactly. I'm glad.
Audience by all funded, and if you go back and watch those debates, he was getting booed by the audience, by all of those donors and special interests. That's the Republican establishment. Those are the swamp creatures who everybody here probably thinks has done a horrible job running the country. They hated Trump because he was right. They couldn't buy him. They couldn't use him like.
Oh, I guess that's the end of the stream, right? I mean, I guess that's the end of the stream. I mean, if Stephen Colbert Cheese is on your side when it comes to fallacies and philosophy terms and stuff like that, yikes. Welcome to the party, brother. Perfect timing, as usual.
Job running the country. They hated Trump because he was right. They couldn't buy him. They couldn't use him like they could Jeb Bush, Ted Cruz, any of these people to just be a puppet, which again is why he was able to break free successfully on those establishment orthodoxies, put more money back into the pockets of Americans, get us out of the Middle East, out of these foreign conflicts.
Oh, I was just saying there was no implication behind that. I was just stating a fact that had no implication. I wasn't implying at all, that Trump is a Nazi. I wasn't implying at all, even though I did, in fact, say that before. But yeah.
Start to secure our border. And because he dared to do those things, because he dared to say that we can make America great again, these people have stopped at literally nothing to make him go away.
You know, they say time flies when you're having fun, but I guess I just wanted it to last.
All right. So that is the end of that one. So we are moving on to the economy. Where is the economy at 16 minutes? The economy. So, I mean, yeah, again, we see just the same old bullshit. The same old bullshit. Bullshit. There's no arguments. There's all talking points. They're all the same. But here we go with the economy.
Nice to meet you.
So I have one question, and this is from after watching the debate. Something that did stick out to me, and I've thought a lot about is Trump's plan to impose tariffs. He says it's going to increase domestic.
Again, the same reason they drink water.
Production, which I understand it's going to force companies to actually produce in America. However, that is going to increase the cost of goods for Americans. Groceries that we're trying to make affordable again are going to become more expensive. The average grocery bill is $112. I mean, it's insane. I just want to ask, as a Trump supporter, how do you see that as an economy that is better than what we have right now?
That's a great question. And because
yeah, let's just pretend COVID didn't happen.
Trump's in office, we have the tariffs. It doesn't exist in a vacuum with just the tariffs. And so if you've got now more domestic manufacturing in a Trump economy, you also have things like lower energy costs, things that are lowering the cost of inputs into these businesses so that they're able to
Businesses
produce.
are going to increase the price of their products
Well, if they're competing with,
because they're going
we'll get a dilly if we do.
to have to accommodate for whatever they're paying to produce in America, correct?
But if they are not having to put as much money into those because the cost of energy is cheaper,
I was going to make a stupid joke, but I am so sure that people would think it was a racist joke. So here we are.
cheaper. But if they are not having to put as much money into those because the cost of energy is cheaper, it's cheaper to move stuff around, domestically, that may even offset the price that would be imposed on the consumer by, the tariffs on foreign goods. Moreover, I think that if you look at the history of, any economy, really, it's like production equals prosperity. And I think the American economy is doing very poorly because we don't make anything over
We're
here.
under Trump's tax plan, though.
I'm not talking about taxes. I'm talking about
Well,
production.
I'm just saying in
making
general, we're still, you're saying the economy is doing better, but we're under Trump's tax plan. If there's a misconception that we're under Biden's right now.
I really don't like this way of talking about the economy. And I mean, I honestly don't have enough to articulate why it is bad. But or rather to articulate how to speak about it in a better manner. But the fact of whenever anything is good, that's because it was a holdover from my president, and anything that's bad is because of your president. It's like, just seems a little too convenient. Everything that's wrong right now is Trump's fault, but everything that's good with the economy now is Bidenomics. What? Make that make sense. Taco Bucko said, I'll be honest, I'm an independent, and the tariffs plan from Trump worries me a lot. Elon just posted that the plan would cause a dip in the economy. Yeah, and I mean, the fact of the matter is we have to change things. There is no way to get on a positive path without some growing pains. This idea that we can just do this and we'll have no pain for the last 70 years of spending and printing and all, that's not going to happen. So we either kick the can further down the road and make that dip worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse the more we kick it, or we deal with it, default on the debt, whatever the fuck it is, and then rebuild. It's not something that can go away. That dip is not something that we can avoid. It's just, do we want the dip now or do we want a worse dip later? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, the economy specifically is not my a strong suit, but that is my understanding. The point is that yes, we are at a point that there is no way to avoid a dip in the economy. Stephen Colbert said a 20 or even 10% blanket import tax would be a disaster. We will see. Monthly 9. So domestic manufacturing doesn't equate to groceries. Higher cost of energy drives up everything. Yep. Julia said Biden has not taken away those tariffs that Trump put in place before. Why? Yeah, why not? Oh, yeah, yeah.
The economy is not doing very well.
It is not. No. Right. It's not. And I'm just pointing out the misconception that it's something I learned as well, that we're under Trump's tax plan, and whoever becomes a new president has the authority to rewrite that.
There's more, though, to the economy than just tax policy,
it's
right?
a big part, though.
Of course, but production is also very important. And right now, the American economy is based on basically like moving numbers around on screens, but we don't actually really produce anything, which is why all the job growth that we've seen in the last 10 or 15 years has been things in like the service industry. We haven't seen long-term sustainable jobs and things like manufacturing because all of that has been offshored. And Donald Trump wants to return that back. And I think that's something that should definitely be done because, you look at the history of this country when we had the most of our economic growth in like the latter half of the 19th century and at the beginning of the 20th century, something like 95% of all those goods that we were importing had tariffs on them. You look at every man who's on Mount Rushmore, all of those guys were protectionists. They all supported tariffs. This is what has built the economy of South Korea, Japan. Every economy that's ever really been powerful has done so because they're producing things domestically. And America has decided to stop doing that to try to basically extend its power throughout the world, getting into bed with China, with whomever. And all that's done is empower these other countries which are incompatible with what we believe are American values. And so I don't think long term there's any real solution but to make American
What, you're not a globalist?
Loser. How dare
manufacturing great again.
Okay, and so going back to manufacturing again, part of his tax plan would be to also cut tax for people who are making a lot more, for bigger companies, for billionaires, for millionaires. But the thing is that puts it back on the middle class, which the middle class, the known fact, is the hardest working group in America.
Sure.
Correct?
I mean, Daco, I think this is a good question. Saying targeted tariffs are okay, but the blanket tariffs bother me. Will Trump follow through with that? I definitely believe he will try, but I think the fact when we look at the landscape, there are absolutely ways where it's like, hey, Trump, whoa, chill a little bit, chill. Like maybe that's not exactly what we want. Conceptually, yes, we're with you, but that's not the way to go about it. And that is why it's so important that he's surrounding himself with the right people like Vivek, people like RFK, people like Tulsi. The people in his cabinet are, as we've seen in his first presidency, are so impactful to what does or does not happen. That being said, I think that between people in his cabinet as well as his opposition, then this is maybe this is wrong, but this is also what I had to say about Bernie when I was a Bernie bro back in 2016. Oh, guys, we got 3.5 minutes left to get Morty his peanut butter. We only need 2 teal or higher super chats. But anyway, the idea that if Bernie was this socialist, and like I'm at that time, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be socialist, but like, we could at that time share a little bit more. What I'm thinking is that if Bernie wins, Bernie becomes president, he's going to go in and want, level 100 socialism. And then because everyone else is going to be like, no, then we get somewhere around, 40, 50, 60, somewhere around there. Crude numbers. But the idea here is that Trump will say things and be bombastic and yeah, exactly. He'll intentionally aim high in order to compromise in his favor. It's the art of the deal. It's called the big ask. Julia said President Joe Biden has kept those tariffs in place and after the USTR finished a multi-year review earlier this year, decided to increase some of the rates on about $15 billion of Chinese imports. But no, that's false. That's false. Trump is the tariff guy and the Democrats are not the tariffs. Right? That's what I was told on the TV. That tariff bad and Trump bad, but Harris good. So if Harris good, then and tariff bad and Harris and Biden, then that can't be. You're wrong. That's Mood's thought process. Funkmaster General said Trump. Yeah, we got that. Yeah, exactly. The big ask.
On the middle class, which the middle class, the known fact, is the hardest working group in America.
Sure.
Correct. So again, I ask, when you say that you believe Trump will build a better economy, he's building a better
as he already has
economy for people who already are doing well, if not for the rest of their life, generationally, right? There's
those people as well. Just because you do a good job at life does not mean that you don't deserve the same things as people who don't do good at life.
Set for life. And then you have lower class, middle class who are busting. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but they're busting their butts. And it almost seems as if it's for nothing. You have immigrants who come here and they work so incredibly hard, and it's almost as if it's for nothing because they can never see progress.
Hey, look, she's is she not wearing the Proud Boys colors? What did we say it was? It was golden whatever. Are these not the? Oh my God, she's a plant. She's repping the Proud Boys. Shout out to equality and deference because vagina over on Rumble. Welcome to the party. So is it just me? Or hearing women speak make the phrase repeal the 19th go through your head too? I'm actually not along those lines. I very much am in favor of getting equality, actual equality. But hey, I've heard a lot of it. Welcome to the party. Very, very good to see ya. Hey, shout out to Funk Master General. Very, very, very much appreciated. We got 5 seconds, guys. 5 seconds. Oh, and we just missed the goal by 1 super chat. But since Funk Master is such a baller here, let's triple up. Look at that. Let's triple up. Thank you, sir. And of course, the new sponsor of the stream. Let's give him a triple here. No peanut butter tonight. I like this new goal thing. Because then it doesn't put it on. Then Funkmaster can't dominate and be like, get tomahawk steak. It's a specific goal. But he did get the triple because I really, really appreciate you. And I can't say it enough. Thank you so very, very, very much. The Overlord is pleased. Thank you very, very much. Let's dive right back into this. Actually, really quick, I'm going to ask you guys for a favor. If you could, it's quick, it's free, and it's easy. Just hit that share button. Take the URL, plaster it wherever you can. It does not matter if you think anybody will click on it or not. That does not matter. All that matters is that YouTube knows that you hit that button, or that you took that URL and you posted it somewhere. That tells them, ooh, people like this. That's it. That's all I need to do. Thank you so very, very much. It's coming. It's coming. One of these days, we're going to get them. We're going to get them. We're going to get them. But again, I still cannot afford a steak for myself. So we working on it. We working on it.
Come here and they work so incredibly hard, and it's almost as if it's for nothing because they can never see progress because either taxes are going up and inflation.
Yeah, Koala's like, you were a bounty, bro? My God, man. Slaps firmly. Ugh. Get yourself together and don't ever repeat that. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I am absolutely willing to own the bullshit of my silly thinking because I am not ashamed of the fact that I thought dumb things because I had good reasons to think them, or seemingly good reasons to think them. And then I was able to question those beliefs and get rid of the ones that didn't work. So not only was I a Bernie bro, but when the DNC ousted him, I felt the need to vote for Hillary. That was my first and only, at this point, my first and only vote is for Hillary Rodham Clinton. That horrible, horrible, horrible woman. I didn't vote in 2020 because I was so scared off by the propaganda that got me. It got me. That I was like, all right, I got to be sure. So now I just moved Morty's vet appointment to make sure that I am going to be able to go, stand in line, do what I need to do, stay there as long as I need to be there, and make sure that my vote is counted. Yeah, but then we have manufacturing, and that's the dip that we're talking about. That's the whole point.
Inflation is going up.
That seems to be happening more now, though, than under the Trump administration.
But under Trump's administration, we were under Obama's tax plan.
His like big legislation.
So again, I don't like that. But then John does the same thing as well. He acts about, I forget exactly what he says, but they're both just, no, that was from my guy.
Legislative accomplishment was the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act.
Obama handed a wonderful economy off to Trump, which he then destroyed.
That's not unfortunately true,
No,
though.
it is true. If you look at our numbers, if you look at the numbers, Obama handed Trump an economy where people had jobs, what's the word I'm looking for? Joblessness, people who don't have jobs, that rate was a lot lower.
Yes.
Thank you. Unemployment. Thank you. The unemployment rate was a lot lower. And that was because Obama handed that over to Trump.
What he inherited from the Bush economy, right?
Again.
So he did the same thing. So it's always my guy, no matter what with the economy. Yeah, he inherited it from Bush, and therefore that's Bush's thing. And so when Trump got it, then it's automatically his fault because Obama was why is that a fucking... This is a dumb argument. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense. And there's no way to verify this in any way. It's like, no, oh my God.
And that was because Obama handed that over to Trump.
Look at that. We got some positivity from Moon. Thank you, brother.
Again, but we're still saying when the presidency was passed over to Trump, it was not where it was. Once Trump entered office, it sharply declined.
Yes.
And
did it though? Because everybody I know, oh man, we still have to do that. Go through the podcast, the 3-part podcast I did with an early Trump supporter, way early in the race. Then we did it once he became the nominee, and we did it again once he became the president. And I haven't listened to it since, so it'll be interesting to see what I was actually saying. Quality and Deference said, can't have equality with women voting. They won't allow it. Yeah, make a good point. I mean, on it, there is no question. There is absolutely no question that if women couldn't vote, then the proper candidate would win. That's undeniable.
Republicans, specifically Trump supporters, want to blame Biden for this.
But what you're referring to, though, with the Obama job growth, again, those are service industry jobs. You look at the actual numbers of what those jobs were that were being created. Those were not sustainable, high income, high earning jobs like
That's at least a different point than, no, oh, my guy did it.
A manufacturing job, for example. If you look at consumer confidence, small business confidence towards the last 2 quarters of Obama's administration, all of that was going down, and it went back up under Trump because he cut regulations, he cut taxes, which, you know,
Cut taxes for who?
He cut taxes for the middle class. Because the average middle class family saw, I think, $6,000 more in their pocket because of Trump's tax plan. The lower class even had 40% higher real household net worth, and all of that now under the Biden economy has gone down. So I understand what you're saying about, you know, cutting taxes for wealthy people. Maybe they create more businesses and things like that. But everybody saw that. Everybody saw those returns, and I think that's why you look at who's endorsing Kamala now. It's all the Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan CEOs, and everyone is against Trump. So all the people who you think would be pulling the strings, these billionaires, they're all on for Kamala Harris. And
Elon Musk is not for Kamala Harris.
That's one person.
That's one person, right?
Okay, you got one billionaire. You got one billionaire who's for Trump.
Has a really, really large influence on many parts of the industry.
But you're talking about like the people in working on
JP Morgan is not an influence. Jesus.
Wall Street, the bankers, the finance. You look at even that
And
chart.
they're saying they're turning to support Kamala, correct?
Absolutely.
Why do you think that is?
Because Kamala Harris is an establishment candidate who will keep things going as they are, and Donald Trump wants to reverse that to actually put the interests of Americans first.
There are
which banks? Name them. Name them.
Several.
Again, these are individuals. If you look at who actually in different services are reporting support for Trump versus Kamala, the only 2 occupations in this country which have majority support for Trump, I believe, are law enforcement and maybe postal workers or something like that. Nice to meet you. John, nice to meet you. You and I, you look.
Hey, you know, we have a thing that there's some.
We look alike.
Really? You think so?
A little bit. Yeah, we have. I mean, not, you know. Yeah, you're.
Wait, what are they saying?
I mean, not.
Well, let's see. M69, does anyone believe that Trudeau would have been elected if women couldn't vote? But he's so cute. He's like a cutie. Like, what a cute guy. Oh my god, like a fucking so cute. All right, what the fuck are they saying here?
You know. Yeah, you're a handsome guy. You know, you're one of us.
So I just wanted to get back to the imports. You
so you look like
said
me.
That you believe like a 20% across the board import.
Like 20% import across like the board. Like, what is wrong with the muscles in your chest? Why do they speak like that? I don't get it. What is it? It's such a common thing. It's definitely not every liberal. Like even, I mean, you know, even Mood doesn't sound like that. Mood sounds like a normal fucking human being. Well, you know, I just, like totally like, you know, it's like that. Say it with your chest. Oh yeah.
So I just,
well, I mean, not if you're saying about his attractiveness, what I was saying, then no, but the female vote, absolutely.
I want to get back to the imports. You said that you believe like a 20% across the board import.
I don't know if I would give a figure exactly. I'm not an economist, but I think that policy is directionally correct. Yes.
You think it's directionally correct? I mean, to be fair, Trump also said like he doesn't really care about the rate. Like it could be 100%, 200%, whatever it has to be. So the rate doesn't matter. But I mean, if you have that across the board, I don't see how you could think that the costs that the consumers in America would experience would not rise. I mean, the cost of labor would be significantly higher if it was in the United States.
Coming up the night. Equality. Hey, yo, with the racism. Hey, yo, I'm not reading that. Come on. It's funny. But, hey, whoa. Hey, whoa. But that's funny, too. I mean, have you seen me? Have you seen me? Have you seen me? But I can still see you with my fucking chest. It's about just being a fucking man. Grabbing your fucking nutsack. It's like, this is what I think, and I don't give a fuck.
I think, you know, technically it would be a significantly higher cost because of the United States. And,
God damn it. There we go. And we want POC at the other schools, not around themselves, just like the immigrants. Anne said, yeah, it's the same in the U.S. Remove women, and you see the red wave. I mean, I agree. Obviously, again, that is the case. But I'm not in favor of that. I am not looking to take the vote away from women. That's not something that is. That's just not because I'm what not for any other reason, because I don't think that's just the best way to go about it. But yeah. I'm what foe said, be nice. Give me one of those 2024 men have a bonus hole. Oh, you mean a woman? You mean a woman? Hey, a shout out to Indy Bam. Welcome to the party. Welcome. I'm just trying to get spicy. I'll give you more than that, girl.
Experience would not rise. I mean, the cost of labor would be significantly higher if it was in the United States, or if it's still imported. Obviously, there's a 20% or 10% increase that they have to make up for to maintain their margins.
Sure. Well, I mean, the tariffs themselves seem to be a pretty good idea, because the Biden administration has even kept the tariffs that Trump imposed on China. And in terms of how it would affect costs, again, we're trying to think for the long term. I mean, you look at like how China has managed to arise as a global power in just the last few decades because of their manufacturing. We have spent so much time and so much money focusing on the Middle East in this century, and that has been a complete waste of time, obviously, and it's enabled the rise of these other powers. And so while I could maybe sympathize with the idea that it would increase costs if,
Okay, so people are supporting Trump. Okay, great.
But we're a vacuum where we've got these tariffs.
It's almost like that doesn't matter.
Now, I think 20 years from now would make for a much more accessible economy for everybody. And even then, what is happening right now with inflation because of things like the Inflation Reduction?
Wait, I think equality might be hitting on me. Are you hitting on me? Since Trudeau's cute, but would look better with a red dot on his forehead. Just saying. I don't know how to take that.
Next, because of these policies just pumping money and trying to simulate aggregate demand or something from these Keynesians, that hasn't actually worked, and we're still seeing inflation that is making people make less money. So even if they are able to get more money because of the labor or whatever, it's worth less than it would be under a Trump economy where inflation's under control, which it was. We were hitting like 1-2% inflation under Trump. Now they've never hit any of their landmarks for what they wanted to be under the Biden administration.
Yeah, so I just want to get back to that. Just you said initially in your response that when it came to the tariffs that Biden had kept them, but I think it's important to recognize that what Trump is referencing is something that's different than what he had put into place during his administration, specifically where it was with China or with specific goods or industries, whereas the one that he is trying to roll out.
Sorry about that. Again, I'm off my game, but shout out to the new sponsor of the stream. I got it right this time. Funk Master General. Thank you so very, very much. You guys are amazing. I love you. I love you guys.
Place during his administration, specifically where it was with China or with specific goods or industries, whereas the one that he is trying to roll out or would attempt to roll out during his next administration, if he's elected, would be one that would apply to all countries, including our allies, like, for example, in the EU. And it would also go across all industries and services or products. And so tariffs, if you talk to economists, can potentially be beneficial from helping your domestic industry if it's done so in a targeted and methodical way. But if you're just doing it from like a universal tariff, as Trump tends to do for the purposes of generating tax revenue, it's going to lead to increased prices. It could lead to a recession because ultimately tariffs are not intended primarily as a source of revenue. They are mainly meant to, as you tried to mention earlier, with the trying to help and assist with the development or the maintenance of the domestic industry.
Hey, shout out to Sub Num Nums. Welcome to the party. I said random thought, but the beeper pager joke was actually really good. I wish he stood his ground. I do too, but it's CNN, and there was a chance of him, reeling that back in. Put one in the chat if you do not know about the beeper pager joke. Quality Endeavor said, quote, grabbing your fucking nutsack. Maybe, did I say that? Oh, yeah, saying it with your chest. This one, it's fucking liberal bullshit. All right, so we have Mehdi Hassan, beeper. Nope, not beeper. Beeper joke. Oh, he got mad. All right, let's get the full Monty. Okay, 2 minutes.
No.
So this guest was banned. And Moon, I am actually genuinely very curious what you think about this. Oh, wow, you guys haven't seen this? This was when? Yesterday? Yesterday. So CNN, Mehdi Hassan, and Ryan Gerdusky. I forget. I'm not super familiar with him. But I've seen him around before. But he made this joke. Let's grab a couple of these real quick. Anyville said, I used to be anti-terrorist until I learned how the United States was funded for 100 years and not income tax. Yep. Yeah, let's see. All right. What we got here?
No.
Wait, are they going to give me the bullshit options? Okay.
By me, I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians.
So they're talking about, they're excuse me, they're talking about, Israel. Oh, Jesus Christ, Israel and all that good stuff.
Palestinians, I'm used to it.
Yeah, well, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is
Did
that
you just say I should die?
You
should not.
No,
Did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on.
Did your guest just say I should be killed?
Hold on.
Let's come back to that, but really quick, we have our boy Texas Bjorn Wrong with a $10 super chat. Said Morty looks hungry. Let's give him a little something, something. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Thank you very, very much. I actually want to. I'm gonna. This one. Hold on. This one doesn't. I want to get a little bit more of the context of what they were actually. Thank you again, Texas Bjorn Wrong, and welcome to the party.
CNN kicked off a guest after he told Mehdi Hassan, quote, I hope your beeper doesn't go off, while discussing the rhetoric spread at former President Donald Trump's Madison Square Garden rally. Let's watch.
If you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing
You're
it.
called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people will sit there and, no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not saying.
Okay, I'm just throwing shit out there.
Saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is
Did
that
you just say I should die?
You should.
I think that's funny. I think that's a funny little joke. Shout out to Texas if you weren't wrong. Not only the $10, but the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so very, very much. Oh my goodness, guys! If you were just gifted a membership, make sure you join the Discord. Guys, it is absolutely free to join the Discord. But if you were just gifted a membership, that means you now have full access, including the after party, guys. Including the after party. So make sure you come through. That is where we're going to get it in. Thank you so very, very much. I really, really do appreciate that. Yeah, they were. So we'll get back into this. He was saying, if you don't want to be called a Nazi, don't do Nazi things, which is a stupid little trope. But he said that, and then the guy points out how anti-Semitic the other guy is. And if you said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off, is saying, I hope you don't die with the terrorists. Yep. Something says, he said he supports Palestine. Then he says, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. I think that it's just an offhand joke that was meant to be, whatever. And they bugged out about it.
Madison Square Garden rally. Let's watch.
If you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing it.
You're called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people will sit there and, no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is
Did
that
you just say I should die?
You should not.
No,
Did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. I said, no, I did not say that.
Hold on.
He literally said the opposite.
Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope
Guys,
you.
let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
Because you sound a big supporter
of the Palestinians.
Hamas.
Guys, let me
I said Palestinians.
Are you?
Am I what? No, of course I'm not.
Palestinians are not.
Are
you a racist, violent person inciting?
Beta, loser.
You did not say that. You did not say you hope this man dies. Why are you now capitulating? Why are you now apologizing? Laser sight. There you go. Yeah, I don't get it. Why? Whoever said that? Was it Julius who said that he should stand his ground? He should have stood his ground. Maybe it wasn't a great joke, but it absolutely was not a threat or anything like that.
By what? Of the Palestinians.
Hamas.
Guys, let me
I said
stop.
Palestinians.
Are you?
Am I what? No, of course I'm not.
Palestinians are not.
Are you a racist, violent person inciting violence against
Ryan, that is completely.
No, I apologize.
That
Good
is
job, CNN.
completely
Let's have first
out
block
of
say the Muslim guy.
Yeah, right. First he was like, We got a hungry dance over there. Yeah. First he was like, I'm sure you get called an anti-Semite all the time. Well, we got a hungry dance, just a little one. You guys have been treating him well. Yeah. So first we were saying other people call you an anti-Semite. I'm sure you're used to that, being in support of the Palestinians. It's like, yeah, by you. I'm just like, what? I never called you that. They're like, oh, okay. So that we can just let it go. But we make it silly. You're gonna hurt yourself, dude. You're gonna hurt yourself. Silly, 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 silly. He said nothing wrong. Nothing. Right.
That's disgusting. That is completely.
No, I apologize.
That
Good
is
job, CNN.
completely
Let's have first
out
block
of
say the Muslim guy should be blown up. I apologize on TV.
But he said you shouldn't.
Don't say then I apologize. You literally.
I thought you said Hamas.
You didn't think I said Hamas.
I said I
supported
Palestinian rights.
Why? Because
The comment was made by conservative pundit Ryan Gerdesky, who is the founder of the 1776 Project PAC. Hassan is a progressive pundit who is Muslim and of Indian descent. The host, Abby Phillips, said this after the segment. Let's watch.
I want to just address what happened in the last segment. And first, I want to apologize to Mehdi Hassan for what was said at this table. It was completely unacceptable. When we get this discussion started, you'll see that Ryan is not.
Shout out to Equality and Deference coming in hot with the wild chats. Appreciate you being here. You have a good one. Hey, an indie film. Thank you so much. A little hungry Dan, so a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm gonna run out here. You guys are being so amazing. Thank you, sir. All right. There we go. Thank you, sir. Very, very, very much appreciated. Let's first, I do want to see what they have.
Apologize to Mehdi Hassan for what was said at this table. It was completely unacceptable. When we get this discussion started, you'll see that Ryan is not at the table. There is a line that was crossed there, and it's not acceptable to me. It's not acceptable to us at this network. We want discussion. We want people who disagree with each other to talk to each other.
But only in the way that we find appropriate.
But when you cross the line of a complete lack of civility, that is not going to happen here on this show.
All right. More libs crying about gay. Ooh, look. Daredevil Born Again trailer. Let's go. All right. Hey, shout out to Jason Johns. Welcome to the party. I gotta get more. We gotta get more treats for Morty. Welcome, and thank you so very much. Let's get a nice beefy one. Look at that. Oh yeah. Thank you. And welcome. Add some more to the bowl. He's gonna have plenty to chomp on when we're done. Either way. Thank you. No apologies necessary. Thank you for being here, and thank you so much for feeding the dog, because we all know he definitely ain't eating outside of the stream, you know what I mean? Jokes. Welcome to the party. Let's dive back in here. I don't even remember what they were talking about. The economy, right? The economy.
Trying to help and assist with the development or the maintenance of
that's how the government
domestic
used to
industry.
get something like 80% of its revenue was just through tariffs before it was more reliant upon the income tax.
Yeah, but I'm saying in this economy as it is now, I mean, with how global, obviously everyone can agree that we live in a global economy and that the U.S. plays a dominant role with the global currency, with the dollar. It's not really realistic to think that that 20% that we're going to put onto all imports is going to lead to a significant increase in our revenue that won't be experienced for the consumer, and that would make the cost of childcare, like Donald Trump say, a negligible cost. It's mainly intended to help industry, but only so in a direct and targeted way, which he has no intention of doing.
I don't think that's true. I think that, in 2015, when he made his announcement, he asked the question, when's the last time you saw a Chevrolet in Tokyo? And I think that sort of speaks to how he views American production and the American presence in the world, where it's like, if he says flippantly, like across the board, X number, Trump says a lot of things that are just Trump being Trump.
Don't take Trump literally. Take Trump seriously. Shout out to Sarah Marie. Welcome to the party. I unwonderful, whatever you guys got, that has nothing to do with me, but hey, you got a deal. Welcome to the party. Good to see you.
Says flippantly, like across the board, X number. Trump says a lot of things that are just Trump being Trump. But in terms of what we actually see the fruits of his administration pursuing, we saw more manufacturing. We saw job growth in those industries, which is more sustainable than we see now. And I think, again, we're looking at where our children are headed, where our future's headed. Whatever's going on right now, I don't think that we can imagine will continue 20, 30 years in the future.
Yeah, you mentioned Chevrolet. So, I mean, obviously, we can talk about auto manufacturing with the UAW endorsing Biden and
I forgot to do the poll.
Manufacturing growth within the United States. We've seen hundreds of thousands of jobs in the manufacturing sector that have obviously been as a part of Biden's administration due to having stronger policies on the economy than Trump. And if you look at the 21st century, Democratic politicians, presidents typically do better on job growth and stock market and unemployment. So they typically do better from most basic sort of federal economic measures.
Yes, and I'm sure you are aware of the union sort of politics there. So I think that if you polled specifically union members, like right now, if you go and drive through Detroit, where I'm originally from, you can see where the UAW guys hang out and they have big "Let's Go Brandon" signs hanging outside. So while, the union politics is what it is with any sort of union, I think that ultimately the people who are working the jobs understand that Trump is better for them than, the alternative option, which even then, I mean, how would you then explain?
All right, guys, we got a poll for the last topic we're going to get to. Maybe we'll get to another one, but I cannot promise that. So this may very well be the last topic after we finish up here with the economy, which is like immigration, abortion, or foreign policy. Vote like your life depends on it.
Better for them than, the alternative option, which even then, I mean, how would you then explain the consumer confidence about the economy right now, the way people are struggling to make payments on groceries, rent, car insurance, anything versus what we saw under Donald Trump?
Foreign policy takes
people
the
seem
lead.
to be experiencing
Where's my
the economy
abortion
in a way
people?
that's
Come
less favorable
on.
to them now than they were under Donald Trump. Is that simply because it was all Trump's fault and we're just feeling that now? I mean, why have they not fixed that in 3 years? What's the answer there?
Yeah, so first I just want to respond and say that a majority of UAW workers and union members do support Biden, and Sean Fain, the president, does support Biden and does support Harris. And that's why when Trump tried to do a union members event, he didn't even go to a union approved event. It was not held by or attended by union members, regardless of what he tries to say about it. And then when you're
if you're late, you got to have a baby.
Talking about, why are people concerned about the inflation under Biden's administration? That's obviously an issue, and it doesn't speak to what I was talking about with the 21st century in terms of like an aggregate. But the inflation is obviously a problem, and it's not solely Trump's fault or Biden's fault. I mean, there's a lot more to inflation than who's president. Obviously, in this case, you could look at the pandemic and the influence that had on the economy.
Shout out to Marcus Farkas of a big user of the Discord. Has just dropped this, and I hope that it is YouTube.
What? Oh, hell no. What? What? What?
What the fuck did we just watch? I don't know if that's going to show up. Oh, that is going to show up. Yep. Wow. All right. So where is that foot been? I mean, is that the main issue? I just feel like the decision. Okay. All right. Okay. No. All right. Whatever you guys say. You can sure as shit try. It's America, Jack.
Obviously, in this case, you could look at the pandemic and the influence that had on the economy, not only in the United States, but on a global perspective. Sure. Inflation was experienced globally, and it's not something that any president could fully fix because it was experienced around the world because of a global pandemic.
Even if the president doesn't specifically wield the power of monetary policy, there's a sort of coalition with the people in the president's party who are more or less influenced by it. And
dog? Your dog? He walks outside. Ew. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. U.S. can you guys see this? Yeah, U.S. President Joe Biden bites a baby during trick-or-treater celebration for Halloween at the White House. He made a joke about biting the baby because the baby was dressed like a chicken. Let's not turn this into something it isn't. The baby and the mother are laughing and smiling the entire time. Yeah, because they're on stage in front of the like. If he, oh my god, I just the cope is endless. Where are we? Toe cake. Yeah, but do you put your toes in your mouth? What is happening? What is happening?
There's a sort of coalition with the people in the president's party who are more or less influenced by it. And yeah, I mean, the absolute rate of inflation is still high, of course, because of the things you mentioned. But even the policies they were pursuing to bring down the relative rate of inflation have not met the benchmarks which they were predicted to have met. So we're still feeling that, and it's still getting worse, even if it's not as bad as it was during the pandemic. And Trump, by the way, recovered all those economic losses in the final 2 quarters of his administration. The economy tanked because of COVID, and by the time he left the White House, it was back on the road to recovery because of what he was doing. And Biden took that, and they do the CHIPS Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, and all of that. They pour $1 trillion into the economy, and people are now feeling that 2.5, 3 years later.
Yeah. So 2 things real quick. With the inflation, it is lowering as you mentioned, and I
can't. He's just
2 things that you mentioned really quick. If I'm allowed to just say things.
Would say that if you care about inflation, the cost of goods, as has been mentioned, a 20% universal import would definitely lead to an increase in the cost of goods American consumers are going to experience. But alongside that too, you mentioned that with like the CHIPS Act as like a policy that Biden pursued. I mean, are you in support of the CHIPS Act? I mean, if you care about like American industry and trying to foster a strong domestic industry through policy, I would imagine that you would support the CHIPS Act, or at least the initiative behind it.
Sure. Well, I think that tariffs being something to boost American domestic manufacturing would be something that would help deal with inflation because you're producing more goods here. I think that a Trump administration, which would bring those things in, would generally deal with inflation better. And then,
even though there might be a dip because the dip isn't unavoidable.
In terms of the CHIPS Act, it's
inevitable, some might say.
Itself, if you ask me on paper, do I support making chips here so we're less dependent on Taiwan? Of course. But again, it's the administration which is executing these things, which is why we're 2 years into the CHIPS Act and only something like 1% of the funds.
Guys, we got 11 votes and we got 19 people here. I am not super excited about foreign policy. So if you are not all so excited by foreign policy, hit that vote. I would rather talk about either of these other options than foreign policy. But you guys get to choose. Cast your vote. Just like you got to vote for Trump.
Funding has been allocated. There's no direct database of where it's been allocated. And all the factories have announced that they're delaying production. So nice to meet you.
All right. I guess that's it. Let's give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Foreign policy it is. Where is foreign policy? 102.40. I did my homework. Yeah, before I wrote out which topic would you like to specifically go over next. We got okay. Where were you doing this? Where were you doing this? Because I got 2 people that are we got 2 people are like, oh no, I don't like that. So last topic for this stream. We are going to do 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to hit this poll. So we had it's going to be the same options in the same order. Immigration, abortion, or FP for foreign policy. You've got 30 seconds starting now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boo boo doo boo doo boo boo doo boo. Boo doo boo doo boo doo boo doo doo. Boom. Foreign policy it is. I mean, come on. That is how you play the game. Well done, sir. Foreign policy it is.
Hello again.
Hello.
So, it takes a global economy for a country to be successful. And obviously, the U.S. has suffered over the last
money talks. Now
several years. Why would Donald Trump, the president is a professional job. Why would he speak unprofessionally about other countries when we depend
speak unprofessionally
on like the Middle East for oil? And, it takes a global economy and people of all races to make the U.S. what the talents. Instead of saying, I'm going to ban all Muslims, that's discrimination. How can he do that? Not all of them are bad. Just he's stereotyping. He needs to work on that because that's not the job of a president. Is a professional job, the highest job. And if he's going to speak like bullied, it ain't going to work.
Again, we understand.
It already did, you dumb bitch. It already did work. And he hasn't been doing that.
And sort of what we're signing on to with Donald Trump with his comments and the things that
I'm bad at math. Hold on.
He'll say. I'm more concerned about the things that he does. And under Trump's administration, we had energy independence. We weren't dependent upon these other countries necessarily for oil or for things like that. Whereas, under different administrations, we become less energy independent, costs go up, and lives get worse for people over here in America. So I think with foreign policy, we touched on the economy, we touched on trade. I would like to keep the discussion more focused on things like, war, dealings with other nations diplomatically.
Money talks, baby.
And I look at the state of the world now, and I think it's objectively less safe.
That's what I'm saying, but
and more unstable than it was under Trump's presidency. Trump
So Julia says we have our own oil here as we don't depend on the Middle East for it. Was it somebody on Dave Smith? Part of the problem. They were somebody in the chat of the live stream of that podcast was asking specifically about why don't we just use our own oil and all that stuff. And I thought I remembered what he said. But I don't know. Basically, I think I'm not remembering properly, but they were saying something about the I don't remember, the petrodollar. I don't remember. He didn't say what? What?
Dealings on trade. I would like to keep the discussion more focused on things like, war, dealings with other nations diplomatically. And I look at the state of the world now, and I think it's objectively less safe and more unstable than it was under Trump's presidency. Trump likes to say that he didn't start any new wars. That's actually true. He's the first president in my lifetime, or even, my dad's lifetime, to not get us involved in new foreign conflicts. He actually pulled us out of large portions of the Middle East, including Syria, which was against the interest of the establishment in Washington because...
What are you saying, Moon? What are you talking about? And also, by the way, Biden is not running for president. And that.
Syria, which was against the interest of the establishment in Washington because the establishment in Washington has wanted to pursue a policy of regime change in Syria because they want more instability in the Middle East, which is where, like we said earlier, we've been for literally the entire century so far. And I don't support that. I don't think Americans support that. And Donald Trump is the only one who's willing to go against
loser. She didn't even get it out. She's like, oh no, he's doing too good. He's doing too good.
How you doing, young man?
Great since we last spoke.
Yeah, you hanging in there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, speaking of the war, I have nieces and nephews coming up. What can you do to see that there will not be a draft?
Yeah, I think that's a concern for anybody who's, roughly my age or the age of your nieces and nephews. Simply not get us involved in more foreign conflicts, basically. It sounds simple, but that's true. Any situation where you would need to institute something like a draft would require America being imminently under attack. And so long as we can prevent that, we wouldn't need to have something like that happen. And I think Donald Trump has a very clear-cut peace through strength kind of foreign policy, which is why under Donald Trump, America wasn't being attacked. Allies weren't being attacked. We crushed ISIS. We reduced our involvement in the Middle East. And there was a more peaceful, there was a safer world. And then in 2 years of the Joe Biden administration, you see Russia invade Ukraine. You see now the conflict between Israel and Palestine popping off. So we're dealing with multiple theaters now, all asking America, what are you going to do? So we send them hundreds of billions of dollars, American military equipment. These are not things that Donald Trump wanted to get involved in. You can look back his public statements, even when the Iraq War was beginning in 2003, he was against it. So,
okay. And so if we compare Biden and Trump, which is all that matters right now, was it more or less dependent under Trump? I saw a part of it. I didn't see it, but as he was, he was talking about it on that same episode, and I didn't realize that he was there live because I did see Kyle Klinsky covered a part of it, and just that style of that style of just the talking head, even though it was a live thing where it's talking over and it's just not a good way to discuss things, and I don't like it. So I'll watch it if it if it comes about, but I know what these people generally think, and that's not the format for them to articulate something that isn't their core point. And so, like, if you don't know who these people are, I think that's an interesting way to get introduced to them. But if you know who they are, if you know who Pierce Morgan is, you know who Dave is, you know who Destiny is, you know who Sarah Palin is, and you know who Mehdi Hassan is, you're not going to get any new information. You're just going to see who can use rhetorical skills better. So it's just boring.
His public statements, even when the Iraq War was beginning in 2003, he was against it. So I think if you're looking to reduce the risk,
this is it. This is the stuff, dude. I explained exactly why I don't want to watch it. And then you're going to, no, it doesn't fit your worldview. And again, I would ignore this if I thought you were a troll. But like, you literally, that's all you can think of. I just literally explained it to you. I just articulated why I don't like that. And your conclusion is, oh, you don't like it. I know Destiny makes great points. That's why I've covered him many times, despite the entire chat being against him and me. I've defended him. She basically did. And until he was making fun of Corey Comparte, then I was a big fan of him. As if you watch this channel, you can very clearly see. But yeah, it doesn't fit my worldview, so I won't watch it. Fuck you.
Family members having to go die for a country that's not even theirs.
Right.
Says the guy who doesn't know jack shit about anything that isn't exactly his own perspective. Pathetic.
You need to support a president who does not have an interest in war. And unfortunately, Donald Trump is the only option we have for that. In terms of, he's the only politician in my lifetime who has come out against.
But even Dave, like even people who are good at what they do can't do what they do on that show. It's just not a good format. And so that's why, again, whether it is in my worldview or not, that is the reason that I've decided that I don't want to watch it.
Right.
You need to support a president who does not have an interest in war. And unfortunately, Donald Trump is the only option we have for that. In terms of, he's the only politician in my lifetime who has come out against those wars. Be those Republicans or Democrats, everybody was pro-involvement in the Middle East until Donald Trump got up there and said to Jeb Bush, George Bush's brother, he told him in that debate in 2016, the towers came down under your brother made us less safe. The war was a big fat mistake. That's career suicide for any other Republican politician. Yep. Donald Trump pulled it off because he had his own.
No, there's no war machine, because in this very moment, it helps your point for there to be a war machine. So there's no war machine.
Money, and he was a household name already. But nobody in Republican politics dared to speak out against these foreign wars until Donald Trump, which is why under Trump's presidency, we didn't see these escalations. We didn't see this destabilization the way you see it now, because the establishment likes war. It's very profitable for a lot of people. And so Trump is the only one I think who can move against the grain on that.
Yeah. So, a whole argument before about, well, that was Obama's economy, and that was Trump's economy. These were the uniparty's wars. These were the uniparty's wars. Which war did he start? Which country was it that he started the war? Oh, none. And which president did that in the last 70 years? Oh, none.
Which is what he did.
So you can honestly say we got the technology, military technology, where we won't need boots on the ground.
Modern warfare is definitely a lot different. If we did have something like, God forbid, a actual traditional war where America's going and, doing stuff, then yeah, I'm sure we'd have boots on the ground, but you'd also have drones, you'd have sanctions, you'd have things like that. But where, your family members would be drafted, that would require an extreme scenario, which I think could only be prevented by basically having a president who's respected and not laughed at. I mean, you saw Chinese diplomats, you saw Russian diplomats, they're making fun of Joe Biden because they understood that his cognitive state wasn't quite there. People look at the commander-in-chief, the leader of the armed forces, and you might not like Donald Trump's rhetoric, but that's a guy who you understand he can sort of back up what he's talking about in terms of you mess around with us, you're going to face consequences, which is why, in 2020 or when 2019 was wrapping up, you saw there were militias in the Middle East and they went and they attacked the United States Embassy. They were taking pictures with our seal. They were making fun of it. 3 days later, Donald Trump blew up the second most powerful guy in Iran. And everybody said, oh, he's done it now. There's going to be World War III. And what did Iran do? They threw some missiles in the general direction of some of our military bases, and they caused some concussions for guys over there, but they didn't do anything else.
And I was in that same camp. When it came to North Korea. I've told you guys this before, that when we had the whole you're gonna get fire and fury, I was infuriated. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? This is a crazy dictator. You don't know what he's gonna do. And And my dad was just like, but it clearly worked. So obviously he did know what he was doing. Like, there's no way he could have known that. There's only so many times you can watch somebody step on a banana peel and slip into a backflip before you just accept that this person knows how to do a backflip.
Because these countries are little chihuahuas, and you need somebody who can not get involved with them, but who can let them know that we're not going to be pushed around anymore. And because of that, they won't act in ways that put American lives at risk, which again is what we saw under Donald Trump. We're seeing the opposite now under Joe Biden.
Julia said, Mood, tonight the USA dropped bombs on Syria, and he was the only one committed to move the embassy, as all others said they would, but they did not. I didn't know that. Thank you for the information.
So, I have a sister-in-law who's in the Army. I have a friend who's in the Marines. And while President Obama was in office, he did get deployed a couple times to fight in the Middle East. And I just want to know, what is the plan or strategy to keep military here, but to also prevent foreign countries from essentially coming after us? That's the first thing that I would like to know.
So when I was growing up, for example, one of the things that I would always hear, which I'm sure everyone here has heard a million times, is that we have to fight them over there so that we don't have to fight them over here. And it was a way of justifying involvement in the Middle East by basically saying these people hate us because we're just so great. And if we don't go fight them over here, then they're going to come and commit acts of terrorism in America, and then we're all going to have to deal with that. It turns out that's not actually how it works. They don't hate us because, we're just so great, USA #1. They hate us because we're involved in their countries trying to institute forms of government which they just don't want, unless we're over there literally at gunpoint forcing them to be involved in these things. And so Donald Trump, when he was running in 2016, he basically made 3 promises in terms of foreign policy. He said he wanted to crush ISIS. He said he wanted to long-term get us out of the Middle East, and he wanted to specifically not continue DC's policy of regime change in Syria, because the Syrian civil war was going on at the time under the Obama administration began. And what the United States was doing literally was we were giving money and we were giving weapons to these militias who were fighting against the Assad regime, because we thought it would be better for the interests of America to take Assad out of power and have Syria more destabilized and things of that nature. And Trump was actually the one who broke free from that. He said, no, we're not going to do that. It's so stupid because we're fighting ISIS, and then we're also fighting guys who are also fighting ISIS. And so he took us out of Syria and reduced the risk of American personnel being attacked there. And then you look at the way the media thanked him for that. They said, this is Donald Trump's gift to Moscow, because Vladimir Putin was also with the Assad regime fighting these people in Syria. And so they said, well, Trump must be
let him cook!
A Russian puppet. That's why he's doing this. When in actuality, it's because we have no business being in the Middle East. I mean, we don't get anything from it. We don't even, like we said earlier, get the oil from it. It's just a big fat mistake. And so Trump has been able to simultaneously pull us out of those conflicts while protecting Americans. I mean, when's the last time anybody here heard about a terrorist attack from ISIS? I mean, he crushed them, killed the leader, and it just simply ceased to be an issue. No, because of the open border. No, al-Baghdadi was killed by Trump. He died like a dog. You can see the monologue. It's quite funny the way Trump articulates it, actually. But yeah, Donald Trump was able to. It's not even the same thing. Not even the same thing. What? We're talking about foreign policy. So yeah, I mean, I have great respect for anybody who's involved in the military, but the other side of that is I don't want to see them have to go fight if it's not for their interest. And the best way to keep us safe is to just stop getting involved in stupid fights, which again, Trump is the first president in our lifetime to actually take that position.
Beautiful. All right, guys, we do have another poll up. And I know where the members are going to go, but I want to keep it democratic, if you know what I mean. Would you? We are definitely going to finish the foreign policy part, but after that, would you like to head over to the after party, or would you like to continue and cover immigration?
When you said
the opposite of mood. Bunkmaster General said Trump has real-life experience with people. That's something that is hard to understand if your main form of socializing has been online. Oh, facts. Super facts. Super facts. Well said. Y'all talking to each other, but all right.
I think the bottom line is that, like, when you say like destabilize all these little chihuahua countries and all of this stuff,
that's racist.
I think it just comes down to stealing and exploiting these countries. There's no way that, like, because America is a great country when it comes to the whole aspect of not dealing with a lot of things and clean water, just, basic life necessity.
Sure.
But when it comes to exploiting people, especially like you say, third world countries, it's because you guys overtake a lot. And don't replace, don't give the money that's needed for what you're taking, like those resources, that coltan, that just whatever. You know what I mean? So
I don't think I follow. You're saying that America is wealthy because
Yeah.
we're stealing resources
Of
from
course,
other countries?
100%.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, 100% true.
No.
As somebody who has immigrants in their family, I can confirm that like kids that do.
I have immigrants in my family too. Doesn't tell me anything about imperialism or anything like that.
Child, labor and stuff like that.
Good. Bring back child labor. Get rid of the whatchamacallit, the fucking child labor laws. I don't know why I brain farted. Yeah, get rid of child labor laws. Let children grow the fuck up and do what they want to do, especially if the parents are on board. Shout out to Sarah Marie. Thank you. So gotta treat the master before the end. It's almost the end, but we gotta eat it. There you go. Thank you so very, very, very much. Yeah, I think he said something about I don't want to guess. I feel like that's racist, but I feel like he said Nigeria or something. I don't know, but yes, he is not American.
It's that do child, labor and stuff like that, coltan and all of that stuff, that important mineral for that pretty iPhone that everybody has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have an iPhone. Projection.
Yeah, it's a lot of stealing and exploiting going on. So
they're working in those countries, and that's somehow Americans' fault because we want to buy the products of their labor.
No, it's not that. It's not buying the products. It's more so using the kids for that labor and not properly compensating them.
American doesn't do that.
Yeah, wait. Are you claiming that America has jurisdiction over the child labor laws in other countries? That's not how that works. Unless you are suggesting that we should go to war over other countries providing a work for children in less than ideal conditions, and you can have that. You can have that perspective. But I'm just saying that ain't really.
I can get a job until I was 16 because we have child labor laws.
Yeah,
we're talking about America though. We're talking about American foreign policy.
But I'm saying when you say like the whole Syria war and all of this stuff, like there's a reason, and we know it's something. But it's just one of those things where like I feel like if you're going to do something and call yourself the greatest country, do it with dignity and not bring other nations down. This is not the fire nation and water, earth, and air nation. It's just, you know what I mean? Just at the bottom.
So it's like Avatar.
Yeah, that's what it's like. America is the fire nation.
Oh, of course. Some anime word that I can't say on this platform. Oh, the anime is just like this. I knew I didn't like this. Almost said it again.
Bottom.
So it's like
one of these days, I'll be able to say that word on this platform.
Avatar.
Yeah, that's what it's like. America is the fire nation, and the rest is like just.
I think that's even one of the things that Trump complained about in 2016 is that we went to the Middle East and we didn't even take the oil.
Yeah.
So if what you were saying is true, I honestly
I'm
wouldn't have
not
a
worried
problem
about
with
Middle
that.
East. I'm African. Middle East don't have no oil like us.
I'm an American, so I don't really care about Middle East or Africa either.
I'm just letting you know that like when you say when you use a word like a tiny country or all of this to make it seem like it's just.
Are they not a tiny country? Like this, I don't get why people are so quick to take offense to accurate descriptions of things only when they're losing the argument. It's so pathetic. You were trying to make a point about stealing things and then you just abandon that and you're like, well, you're using mean words. Jesus Christ, it is so exhausting.
When you use a word like a tiny country or all of this to make it seem like it's just like nothing, there's a reason why people are going over there. Whether you know it or I know it, it's just like there is some type of exploiting going on.
Okay.
He was just like, okay, dude. Okay, dude.
I just I feel that Trump wants to be a dictator because that's his thing. He's a narcissist. He likes the power. He doesn't really care about nothing but being the man, trying to be
babe, you already said this in another segment. You already said this in the character segment. It's the exact same argument. Oh, he don't care about nothing but power. That's your whole argument.
leader. He didn't. Obama was the one who got Biden. He's the one who got that. Trump doesn't care. He wants to be like Putin. We have to protect our allies, okay? And that's what we're doing right now, okay, for humanity, right? We're
protecting our allies right now, okay? Okay, for humanity, okay? All right? Okay, all right?
Trying to bully like how he's bullying. He's a bully.
It sounds what you're saying like very nice, but I don't understand why it's in America's interest to send $200 billion to Ukraine.
So Russia doesn't get it. Russia doesn't claim it, and then Russia will go down.
That's the worst false dichotomy I've ever heard. The dichotomy is either American tax dollars go to Russia, or American tax dollars go to Ukraine. You get to pick. You get to pick. What? How about neither? How about none of the above?
It's interest to send $200 billion to Ukraine.
So Russia doesn't get it. Russia doesn't claim it, and then Russia will go down, and then Russia will start getting
oh, dibs. Russia said dibs first. They get the they get the $1 billion first.
Place, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why we have.
You think that Russia wants to take over the world?
We did a deal, whereas we partnered with countries to help protect each other and stuff.
Right.
And so if Putin gets Ukraine, he's starting to take over.
You think he's going to take over the world?
That's what he's trying to do. He's a dictator. He's a dictator.
I think that is just simply not accurate. I don't think that Putin has any aspirations.
That was not the question. That was not the answer.
We claim it.
I don't understand why.
I don't understand why this money needs to go to. All right, I don't understand why this money.
It's in America's interest to send.
Why is it in America's interest to send
$200
billion to Ukraine?
So Russia doesn't get it.
So Russia doesn't get it. It is a what the fuck is it? Not an adverb, a pronoun. It is a pronoun. It refers to the last noun that was in the position to be it. So how is it in America's interest to give money to Russia or money to Ukraine? So Russia doesn't get it. She's saying they'll claim Ukraine. So she's saying
like very nice, but I don't understand why it's in America's interest to send $200 billion to Ukraine.
So Russia doesn't get it.
So Russia doesn't get Ukraine. Okay, fair enough. It's still stupid, but fair enough. Yes, this is how I argue. When I'm wrong, I say, oh, I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. You should try it. Glomtech said, like I said, badly worded an answer, just like your boy Jordan Peterson. Sorry, I had to. Words mean things, except if you're Jordan Peterson. And she used the wrong ones in that context. Yeah. Sorry, I had to. All right, so Russia doesn't get Ukraine. But also, why the fuck do I care if Russia has Ukraine? I don't give it to them. Over there. Here, if this is Ukraine, hey, Russia, here you go. Don't fucking care. Do not fucking care. Ask me how much I care. I don't. Ask me again. Still don't.
Russia doesn't claim it, and then Russia will go down, and then Russia will start getting every other place, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger.
How come we're getting the cat eaters and not the thousands of recently single Ukrainian women? Because they're sending their worst. That's
why we have.
You think that Russia wants to take over the world?
We did a deal, whereas we partnered with countries to help protect each other and stuff.
Right.
And so if Putin gets Ukraine, he's starting to take over.
You think he's going to take over the world?
That's what he's trying to do. He's a dictator.
Yeah, he's a dictator. That's what dictator means. Do you understand? Do you understand that a dictator means we're going to take over the world? That's what a dictator is. Do you disagree that Putin is a dictator? It's I just need a second.
If Putin gets Ukraine, he's starting to take over.
You think he's going to take over the world?
That's what he's trying to do. He's a dictator.
So okay. Let's let people do the thing wrong before we punish them for it. How about that? Because there's a lot of racist people who'll be like, oh, well, hey, you're black, so, black people do crimes, and we know what their black people are going to do. You could make that argument very easily based on your logic. We know what they're going to do, so let's pre-crime this shit and make sure they don't do it before they do it. If somebody does something, if Putin tries to invade, if Putin give him Ukraine, I don't give a fuck about that. Ukraine is not in NATO. Ukraine has nothing to do with the United States. Give it to him. If there's anything we need from Ukraine, I absolutely trust that Donald Trump can be like, hey, yo, you can have all of you. Fuck Crimea. Fuck Donbass. You can have all of Ukraine. We just need X, Y, and Z. Done deal. And I kind of feel like that's what, why Trump is like, as president-elect, I will fix this. Because I feel like it's that simple. Samurai said, Putin is the brain. Who is Pinky? Of course, it's the military-industrial complex. Or is it G? Oh, what are we doing tonight? Same thing we do every night. Kim or she? King, G, Ning, Singy. But yeah, it's just like, all right, we can do this.
The dictator.
I think that is just simply not accurate. I don't think that Putin has any aspiration to what he was trying to do.
You don't think so?
No, what he's trying to do is reclaim territory that was formerly part of like the Russian Empire historically, but he's not trying to take over the world like some cartoon character or something like that.
Yes, he's trying to take over the land. He's trying to move over here. He's trying to
Yes, he is like a cartoon character. He is exactly like a cartoon character. Shout out to the Camcast. Welcome to the party. Good to see you. Said Russia gonna buy Ukraine with that YouTube lawsuit money. If you know, you know. Welcome to the party. Taco Baco said, I'll be honest, my understanding is Russia broke the trilateral agreement and we are defending Ukraine to basically show that we honor our treaties. I don't want to see Russia take Ukraine. Why? Why is fair? Let me take back that question. I understand that you would not want to see Russia take Ukraine. Is it worth all of the money that we have spent to prevent Russia from doing so? That is the question. Not do we, like, obviously I'm being facetious when I say hand it over. The question is at what cost? At what cost? Are you willing to go and die in Ukraine? If not, then why are you sending money for those people to die in Ukraine? Jason John said Trump is a businessman. He knows how to seal the deal. And said this goes back to 2014 and further back. The U.S. orchestrated a coup in Odessa in 2014. We all know this. Those regions have been heavily Russian and German. I don't know if a lot of people know it. Funkmaster General said Kim is sending his troops to Ukraine to help Russia and get them battle experience. Something that definitely would have happened if we hadn't sent them all that money. It's because Russia is a dictator. Russia is a country.
Going to be a dictator.
Okay.
He's trying to get all the countries around Ukraine to try to get more power.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
I'm saying. You go fucking Ryan Root that shit and get the fuck over there. Why does my money need to go to what you want? When is your money going to go to what I want? I'm not even asked for that. I'm just saying, if you're taking my money for shit that I don't want, then I better be getting something out of you. And you definitely don't want to give me anything, very clearly. So let's just keep it a buck and not steal each other's money. How about that?
Trying to be a dictator.
Yeah, taxes are fucking bullshit.
Okay.
He's trying to get all the countries around Ukraine to try to get more power.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Trump wants. He wants power. He likes power. So he really, really loves Putin. He likes the idea of being a dictator, having that much power.
Guys, this is so lowbrow. This is, well, he liked that, and he liked that, and it's big, so he like it. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Rowdy Rupp said, do you remember the reason who invaded in the first place was NATO trying to have Ukraine join them, and Russia had already been warning if NATO did, Russia would invade. It's almost like a line, like a big line, like a red, like in red, like a big red line. Oh man. Samurai said, going back to the deal made with Gorbachev, no surprise, Putin only waited for the excuse, actually made through Stoltenberg and go, Oh, NATO intend to expand towards the border. Here we go again. Yep, and indeed, as we've established earlier in this stream, taxes are Nazi. Shout out to Jerry Singleton. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Because he said so. Because that is a fair decision after we dismantled the Soviet Union. You fucking moron. And I said, yeah, so I'll tell my family in Odessa that they're crazy. And they don't want to join Mother Russia. They want to continue being deprived by the Ukrainian government. You don't know what you're talking about, Am, okay? It's not like your family is actually living in Odessa. It's not like they have opinions of their own. It's not like they know better than Mood would. Context, there are many ways to power that aren't associated with being a dictator. If truth to power is true, then what are the methods to power? Broad question. I'm not sure. Not sure I know. Context said we agreed not to let them join because that was the deal. Guess who reneged? Yep. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. Every fact that we know is false. It's okay. Okay, dude. Okay.
He wants
Okay,
power. He
dude.
likes power. So he really, really loves Putin. He likes the idea of being a dictator, having that much power, having all that strength and stuff.
It's not my. Oh, wait. It's not my job to educate you. If you're too stupid, it's not my fault.
That's what he's on. He just likes power. Look how he's so talking about a day of love when an insurrection on the Capitol. A day of love.
Yeah,
People
I mean, it
died.
was a riot that got out of control.
No, it wasn't a riot.
It wasn't?
He commanded.
It wasn't a riot? Hey, we got a liberal saying J6 was not a riot. I mean, I think it was a riot, but hey.
No, he didn't.
He commanded that. He didn't do it.
He did not tell people to go into the Capitol.
Yes, he did. He said, come to the Capitol.
No, he didn't.
He said, yes, he
Yes,
did.
walk peacefully to the Capitol.
No,
is different
he
from
did
the riot
not.
that
He
broke
said,
out.
we're going to fight. We're going to fight. You got
Okay, then Google it.
to fight.
Everybody says that
He
word
said
in
we have to
politics.
fight.
Kamala Harris says that word.
All right. I guess I'm trying to decide. Okay. We'll do two people. Two people. I don't remember how much time. Two people. And we'll go. Immigration was the first one, I believe. So I'll just go back through the whole thing. But if we, unless we get some donations, which we are definitely headed to the after party after this. But we're gonna do two people. It's get late, and if we're unless you guys are okay with no after party. So we'll okay. So we'll do that. So, which do you prefer? Finish immigration. No after party. Come on. Or two people and then after party. So we'll see the first two. They just said, "Hey, are you voting for Harris?" It's that simple. So yeah, if you would like to finish this all the way through and not have an after party, we can do that. Or we will pick the first two people, and if there's only two people, then you guys win and we get all of immigration. But I am waiting here. I am waiting.
All right, guys, we're gonna start the video now.
I have an announcement that I want to make before we get started. I wasn't actually one of you. I'm the conservative commentator. I will be defending Donald John America. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am here in urban Dallas talking to 26 Kamala Harris supporters, me versus the masses, for your education, democracy, and progressive ever
of America. From what I understand, the United States of America is considered, I believe, the most compassionate country in the world because no other country, from what I understand, illegal immigrants.
So this is the first question, as you can see by the timestamp. This is the first question, the first topic. This is the first person saying anything. So we are jumping in. Well, I mean, you guys were already generous enough that you specifically that we're gonna do some immigration, but we'll see. We'll see how we do here.
Most compassionate country in the world because no other country, from what I understand, illegal immigrants. And Kamala Harris wants to keep families together. That is important.
Yeah.
Because without the basic family unit, society.
Her main issue is abortion. How is abortion your main issue in line with the family unit?
These will collapse. Why is Donald Trump trying to deport 20 million illegal? I mean, I know they broke.
Because they're illegal. Duh. Shout out to Sizemore. Welcome to the party. And a quick shout out to Christina Applegate for whatever reason Sizemore is about that. Welcome to the party. Hey, Jerry.
Broke the law or whatever. They overstay their visas or they're crossing the borders and they're not getting caught. But why is the government this out of control? And why is Donald Trump now just addressing the issue when it should have been addressed during his term? I mean, it's getting out of control. From what I understand, we don't have the infrastructure. Texas almost froze to death. But at the same time, the family is important.
Sure.
So I believe, Kamala Harris has a plan because not everybody here has the right to be here. So why is Donald Trump's plan better?
So when you say Kamala has a plan, that means
why do you guys think this is relevant? Why is this relevant at all? The issue isn't they commit crime and then that they're illegal. The issue is that they're illegal and then that makes it worse by them committing crimes. You do understand that we accept the fact that in any group of people, there's going to be crime. That's the establishment of the country. Then we have an idea of how many people, how much crime, all of that stuff. This is again, dude, like you act like you try and you don't. This is little fucking beta bullshit one of these days I'm going to let it slip, but that word.
A plan for dealing with illegal immigration, which you agree is a problem.
It wasn't a problem until, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, guys. I cannot do this whole thing. Two people, and we're going to the after party. Jesus.
Seems like since Donald Trump took office, he's the one that addressed the issue because, I mean, I was born and raised here, but when I was like a toddler, my mom put us in India.
Yeah.
And the thing was, the Indian government, she put us there for 3 years because she failed. Her story is the nursing board exam. She was only making $3. She didn't really know anybody. She didn't have babysitter. So the Indian government kicked us out of the country. They deported us.
I guess it would be that Donald Trump wants to be a president for Americans and to look out for American interests. And like you said, I mean, with 20 million, however many millions of people who are here illegally, unfortunately, they're just not our concern. I mean, we can't be the sort of caretaker for the entire world. And there are American citizens, even here in Texas, who, like you said, with the infrastructure, they can't heat their houses in the winter. They can't keep them cool in the summer. And a lot of people who are here illegally are unfortunately putting strain on that infrastructure system because we don't know who to account for, who to build an infrastructure system for, because we don't even know how many
makes sense
people are in the state. And so I don't think that you can begin to really solve those problems until you deal with the fact that there are millions of people here, as you said, who just simply have no right to be here. How you doing, sir? John. Nice to meet you.
So, quick question.
Hey, we got our boy Matthew King. Welcome to the party. Stating the obvious that dummy liberals just don't understand that if Americans commit crime, that's bad, but it's our people. If people that aren't supposed to be here in the first place then do anything, it's way worse. Exactly.
Question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like it is wrong? Because I was born here, but half of my family wasn't, right?
Yeah.
So normally how it works is when you get a business or when you buy a house, you kind of like slowly bring a person in one by one.
Yeah.
Like once this person gets settled, you bring another person. Do you feel like in that way, because I know illegal immigration is one thing, but do you feel like it's also illegal for us to help family members who don't have all their credentials and we're doing stuff for them? Like in a like CPN type of way?
I mean, principally, I don't think it's the worst idea in the world, but what tends to happen is when you have something like that, like with anything, it tends to be exploited. And so you might have somebody come over and they're doing very well in the country. They start a business. They want to bring their family over. I have no issue with that. But again, like with anything, you have instances where it's exploited to then bring over entire families, extended families through, I mean, it's referred to, in politics as like chain migration. And I have to have a problem with that because it's not only the illegal immigration, but it's like you've had, I think, 1 million people on average every year who have come in legally. And you look at what those people are doing in this country and they're taking jobs that otherwise would have gone to Americans. Even in the post-COVID economy, all net job growth on average.
If you are a legal, if you are here legally, I don't necessarily have an issue with job. Like if you're here legally, you are just as and I'm trying to think if I want to use entitled, but I do think, yeah, if you are here legally, you have the same entitlement to work, to support yourself than anybody else does that's a citizen, right? Why would that? Is there something I'm missing there? I feel like if you have especially if Americans aren't doing that job, like Kelly Osbourne said, who's gonna clean the toilets? She walked it back because it wasn't politically correct, but it wasn't wrong. Matthew said, if my kid shits on my foot, oh, this is a brilliant. Oh my God, bro, this is. Thank you. This is so good. This is so good. Matthew King says, if my kid shits on my floor, I'm going to be pissed. But if a stranger breaks in and uses my toilet, I'm going to be more pissed. Even though that's where the shit goes. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Julia said, also, Trump is not against immigration, but just come through the front door. Bingo. Yep. And said immigration policy should be determined based on citizens' interests, not externals' interests. We are not the moral authority. We are just the most envied. Leave it to the left to reduce the envy. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Huh? I am not letting that. It's going to slip. It's going to slip. I'm not letting that in my front door. Eddie Bell said, I think we're all for legal immigration. The problem is the current administration is waving a magic wand and calling people illegal when they haven't gone through the legal channels to get in. Bingo. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Slip, please? What the fuck does that mean? I'm just United States talking about slowly bringing in more family who aren't citizens to work that family business. And it we're talking. So if they're coming in legally, then I have no issue with you coming to this country legally, starting a business, bringing more of your family to work in that business. That is exactly what this country is about. That is exactly how I am here. My parents came to this country. They didn't build their own business immediately, but, worked and provided me with, a normal American life. So I'm absolutely about that. Is there so what I'm specifically asking is there anything that I'm missing where we should say, even if you are a legal immigrant, that an American citizen still deserves any job more than you do? Now, I don't think I agree with that. Hey, shout out to Taco Baco. Thank you for the $5 super chat. So it's actually pretty cool that you interact with dissenting chats. Get more to his food there. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Thank you, sir. So it's actually pretty cool that you interact with dissenting chats. Don't consider myself conservative or MAGA, but it's nice compared to other streamers. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. And I agree. It's crazy. Twice in one night, agreeing with mood. Join that Discord, brother. Again, it is free, and if you join as a free member and you get your level up, then you can get access to the full thing, including the voice channel, the after party, all that stuff for free. So just join, and you are good. John said, "Who's ready for another 4 years of Trump?" Me. welcome to the party. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that, Taco, because yeah, it's crazy to me when I see, especially like smaller channels, and they have people in the chat and they just don't address the chat. It's like, how do you think this is gonna go if you ignore them? I don't know. It just seemed like, what else am I here for, right? I'm here hanging out with y'all. So thank you for being here. Let's dive back in.
Country, and they're taking jobs that otherwise would have gone to Americans. Even in the post-COVID economy, all net job growth on average has gone to immigrants as opposed to native-born Americans. And so, as somebody who simply wants to put the interests of America first, that's why I support Donald Trump, because he wouldn't allow for the country to basically exist as an economic zone where anybody in the world can come into it and do whatever they want, but more as a home for Americans. The people who've been here for generations. And I think that we're entitled to that. I think every other country in the world gets to say that. I think that America should be able to say that too.
Do you feel like it also has something to do with the amount that not the visa, but like the passport, weighs versus one economy, like American visa
Could be.
versus an African visa?
Sure.
Like that's why?
Sure. I think that there's an idea that people use to get elected into office that is to basically say, America, it can be for everybody, and that's the whole point of the country. Yeah. I don't think that's true. I believe in American exceptionalism. I think that American people are the highest quality in the world. And
Hi. America was built on immigration. And if I'm correct, Trump's wife is an immigrant.
That's true.
Okay, then. So, therefore,
wait, actually, I was going to say so is JD Vance's wife, but actually, I don't even know. I know she's brown, but
America was built on immigrants. My parents are immigrants, Jamaican and Panamanian. Okay, and I feel as though how he's trying to treat the immigrants is wrong. The immigration system has been like that for years. It's been wrong for years, and no one corrected it. Kamala had a solution for it. Trump he called his people and had it canceled. So now he's using that as a ploy to have something against Kamala about immigration.
The immigration bill, right?
He's the one who did it. He canceled it. Nobody else tried to fix the immigration system. They did. Yes, they let people in to help come in. They're compassionate. They want people having a look. America was built on immigrants doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do.
I would say that I think there's a difference between immigration during the Ellis Island period, where you had people coming from Northwestern Europe and they were coming and seeking better lives, building businesses, things like that, as opposed to what we see now, which is largely immigration from the third world, India, Latin America, places like that, where people are coming and they're simply just different. They're culturally incompatible with what we've built in America. And you see that because when they build businesses or they build communities, they exist as, communities of that ethnicity. They wave the flag of the countries from which they came, as opposed to, Italians or Irish who came to the country and they were ready to wave the American flag. And so I think it's just a different kind of immigration that we're talking about. So I wouldn't say that America is built by immigrants. I think America was built by settlers, by people who came and conquered and changed this continent and who have built what is, I believe, the greatest civilization in history. And I don't think that we need to rely on other people to do that for us. I think that we've been doing it just fine.
Irish people came into America.
Sure.
They came in. They were the first immigrants to come in, flooding the American with that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So now it seems like it's a problem because they're Mexicans and they're from southern countries.
Well, it's not just,
and on top of it, to be inhumane as to take their kids away from them. America's not supposed to do that. That's back in slave mentality. And he just was on TV stating that, Lincoln was a so-called okay president because he didn't try to negotiate the Civil War. Are you kidding? That's the reason why we had the Civil War, because they didn't want to abolish slavery.
Yeah, the Democrats, and still doing the same damn thing. Jerry said, and please don't use their PC language of immigrants versus migrants. Insinuates that they belong here. As the Constitution clearly states, they are illegal criminal aliens. By crossing, they become criminal. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. So Am says humans have, we'll say migrated everywhere throughout history. We used to have restricted immigration until the Kennedys. This bitch has no idea what she's talking about. Mexicans are the least of the problem. Facts. Oh, how times do a change.
And negotiate the Civil War. Are you kidding? That's the reason why we had the Civil War, because they didn't want to abolish slavery, because they were taking the kids away from their family and get.
Nope, that's not why. It was about money. It was not about keeping families together. And before you get there, you remember those kids in cages? Yeah, those were Obama's. Glumtech said, Doyle's argument is riding a fine line here. I understand what he's saying here, but this is the kind of stuff people worry about with white nationalists. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see any reason why, if you are here as a legal you're on a legal visa, you're here, whatever it is. Why then? And I'm willing to accept an answer. I just don't have it. And I don't necessarily think that it is there, but I'm willing to accept if you can say because of this, then oh, okay, yeah, I was wrong. But I don't see any inherent reason why being a citizen should give you precedent over a particular job than someone who is legally here. It should be best man for the job. Am I wrong?
Giving us no names, no backgrounds, no nothing to us, and he's trying to do the same thing.
I would only say I think that it is actually in the best interest of the child for those procedures to happen, simply because we don't have any record that these people are actually their parents. It could be human trafficking, it could be a number of things. And by the way, those policies were happening too during the Obama administration, but the media wasn't concerned about it then. I think they'd like to be concerned about it under a Trump administration because they want to paint Trump as like this evil bad guy, which I don't think is true. And on the immigration bill you mentioned, that is true. Trump killed the immigration bill, but I think that's ultimately good because what that would have done is put into law things that are happening now, which should not be happening. On day one of Biden's administration, he issued executive orders to stop construction of the border walls and remain in Mexico, all these things to allow for people to flood into the country from God only knows where. And so that Kamala has a plan, I think in practice only means she has a plan to put more resources into allowing for these people to come into the country, processing the applications faster, but not actually stop the flow.
Yeah, Matthew said, the only jobs I think should be Americans only would be national security type stuff. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. But even, yeah. So when it comes to national security type stuff, would you accept somebody like my parents? Feel free. I mean, you ain't gonna offend me. Papa Lutch ain't trying to be on some national security type stuff anyway. But as they are citizens, but they are U.S. citizens. They're not on visas or anything. They are U.S. citizens, but they immigrated here from other countries. Just curious on your thoughts about national security. Would you say any citizen is good to go, or American born only? Guantek said he could have easily kept out the whole European compatibility thing and just said that people came over at the time and assimilated with American values. Agreed. Yeah. Nobody is denying that. Funkmaster said of all the illegals, Mexicans might be my favorite. They certainly work hard. Samari said even the legal immigrants are rightfully annoyed, to say the least, about the illegal ones. Equally how real LGBT are annoyed, to say the least, about Yep. Yeah, because it is the fact that everything is so widely politicized that it's like it's not even just because you're gay doesn't mean you want being gay to be your whole identity. Just because you're an atheist doesn't mean you want your atheism to be your entire. Oh, I forgot that I forgot that it did that. Okay, hold on. I need to fucking. Why am I still getting whatever? Okay. I lost my train of thought with the fucking Discord noises. God damn it, King. No, you're good. So legal immigrant. Well, but yeah, okay. So you're saying legal immigrant citizens. Because I'm not like if you're here on a visa, I don't trust you in national security. King, pick. Each time you go, it's in my fucking ear. I'm not sure where the cutoff should be, but there should be a limit somewhere. There you go. Agreed. All right, let's finish this up. I am getting tired.
She has a plan to put more resources into allowing for these people to come into the country, processing the applications faster, but not actually stop the flow, which is what Americans have wanted for decades.
All right, this is our last person.
The immigration. Since I can remember, I think the last time I voted was in '88 because of the immigration.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 30 plus years ago.
Yes, sir.
And I think immigration always comes up during election time,
mm-hmm.
and nothing seems to get done.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just another process of gathering votes, collecting votes. You being who you say you are, how can you stop immigration?
I think that the reason immigration has continued in the way that it has against the will of the public, by the way. If you look at the public polling on the issue, Americans have said consistently for decades, we would like less immigration. Not no immigration, just less. But for some reason, it's never happened. But every 10 or 15 years or so, what we do get is we get like an amnesty. Like we got one under Ronald Reagan, for example, where he amnestied people who were here illegally, gave them a pathway to citizenship. You see that being discussed again now to deal with what they say is 11 million people who are here illegally. But I think ultimately the reason that there's no progress made on the issue is because there's too much benefit to the political class. People on the right, people who are Republicans who are installed into office by big corporations, those big corporations like immigration because it puts pressure on the cost of labor. And so they have an incentive to lobby for more immigration because then they can pay less for labor and they can make more money. People on the left, I think, have an incentive to do the same, not because of labor costs, but because what tends to happen is immigrants vote something like between 7 and 8 out of 10 for Democrats. And so as you see more immigrants coming to the country, you see more votes for Democrats.
And here's something that somebody brought up that I don't know why I didn't think of it, because it's very obvious. But it's not about these, even if we want to say like, oh, you know, we get voter ID and this and that and that and that and that. I am, as somebody who is a first-generation American, I'm very much in favor of the idea of, what the fuck do they call it? Birthright citizenship. I am very much a fan of birthright citizenship. That's the only fucking reason I am an American citizen. I was born here. So I don't need to, I don't want to get rid of it. I mean, I think that is the most basic thing. If you were born on this land, what more could you need to be an American? And I think this is where, you know, people like this will get a little bit too into the racial aspect of it. I don't remember where I was going with this. What was he just saying?
Oh, something like between 7.
Oh, yeah. But the children of all these immigrants, will be American citizens. And we just, when we watched Line in the Sand, what did they say? What did they say on the border? When James O'Keefe was like, Trump or Biden? They're like, oh, Biden. Well, Trump is good for Americans. Biden is good for us. That scares me. That really fucking scares me. Because it is then abusing the idea of you know, being born here and earning that citizenship. If you're not coming here legally, you're not integrating into the society and assimilating, then why should your children just automatically get rights? I mean, I agree that I agree in the sense that if it's just an anchor baby. But again, am I considered an anchor baby? Yeah. Okay. So the parents should be here for a period of time as citizens prior to eligibility for children's birthrights. Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Matthew says, if you come here legally, any babies you have should be citizens. If you sneak in, then no. But that still doesn't, address people who will just get a visa to get in here and then just have a baby and dip them back out. I don't know. That's the question on the board. He's getting he's a little faded. No, I don't know. But yeah, it might very well be. No, I don't think anybody wants to just deport me, but I think there are some people here who may or may not be like, maybe you should have had to do XYZ in order to earn citizenship. And I don't necessarily disagree with that potential situation, because I am in favor of there needing to be some type of test to get a voter ID. So if you need me to take a citizenship test when I turn 14 because my parents weren't here long enough, I'm not against that. I'm just asking where we all fall. Did I get this one? Gomes said the very most. I might agree that he is spewing white nationalist-leaning talking points. Just like everything these days, I'm sure white supremacy is a spectrum. Indeed, it is. Ain't lynching anyone. We got to stop using such charged language for the most minimal of actions. Agreed. Yeah, y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to see it. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. All right, let's finish this up.
People on the left, I think, have an incentive to do the same, not because of labor cost, but because what tends to happen is immigrants vote something like between 7 and 8 out of 10 for Democrats. And so as you see more immigrants coming to the country, you see more votes for Democrats. And so both parties have a political incentive to allow for immigration to continue, which is why of all issues, tax policy, healthcare, they go back and forth. Immigration, there's never been a debate until Donald Trump. They'll say, oh, we're going to solve it. They'll tell you whatever they need to, like you said, every 4 years. But really nothing has been done until Trump said, we have to build a wall. We have to do something. But until then, it wasn't even really a conversation, because I think it's too much benefit for people in charge to allow for just total immigration in the country, be that through legal means, illegal means, or what have you.
Facts. So Taco said, I was going to ask, what makes a birthright citizen inherently better than someone who fought to get here? Plenty of serial killers were born on U.S. soil. So I wouldn't say better. Definitely not talking about better in terms of who you are as a person. We're definitely talking about entitlement to citizenship or entitlement to the rights that come with citizenship. So so I wouldn't say that, like, I think that if you are a citizen, then you're a citizen. Like, that's there's you can have a visa, you could be whatever, yeah, you can have all that stuff, but a citizen this is your home. There is no, so like you could be a birthright citizen, and again, this is just my opinion, but a birthright citizen or somebody who's been here for 7 generations, in terms of Americanness, I see that as equal under the law and how we should treat it in terms of the culture. Now, if we need to get into the nitty gritty and actually talk about ancestry, then of course the person who has more generations here, but that's not going to be relevant for 99.9% of things that we're going to talk about. The question about plenty of serial killers being born on U.S. soil goes back to the stupid liberal take about, immigrants do less crime. And goes back to what Matt said about his own kid shitting on the floor versus a stranger shitting in his toilet. And so the question is, are they lesser? Do they have do the birthright citizens like myself have less of a right? Or are birthright citizens less entitled to the rights that comes with citizenship than those who were here with multiple generations? That's really the question. And I think when you put it like that, it's pretty obvious that the only answer is no. But maybe you have a good reason. Where we at? Who knows jokes now? MLC9 said Anchor Baby would be crossing the border at 7 to 9 months pregnant so their child gets citizenship. Yeah, like specifically coming here for the purpose of getting the baby its citizenship so that it's your foot in the door. So it sounds like you guys do not consider me to be an Anchor Baby. Any films? I'm an Italian family that emigrated in the early 1900s. Their parents insisted their children spoke English and did not speak Italian with them. They wanted them to be American. Remember when immigrants wanted to be American? Me neither. Womp, womp, womp. ML69 said, in my opinion, we need to shut down all immigration for about 3 years. Bingo. Shout out to Mackenzie. If anybody remembers Mackenzie, who was here every fucking show, who was in the after party every fucking night. And then I said exactly this. And she thought that I was saying that immigrants are bad. And she was like, well, I'm married to an immigrant. I'm like, bitch, my parents are immigrants. What do you mean? And left and never came back. Crazy. Anyway, Matthew said temporary visas shouldn't count. Agreed. If you're coming to visit, then visit and go. If you want to stay, that's cool too, but jump through the hoops and your kids get rights along with you when you finish. Yeah, indeed. And so they fought to get here and entered legally. That sounds like provoked. They fought to get here and enter illegally. That sounds like provoked entitlement to me. Yep, agreed. Says, I don't want illegal immigration. Leftists don't. We are arguing that current laws incentivize illegal entry. Agreed. Matthew said you should either be a citizen or on the path to citizen, or just visiting, then get out. Yeah, that should be the options. Am said, why are you all so obsessed with making policy to accommodate non-citizens? Who? Who's talking about non-citizens? Or are you, I mean, are we in, well, I mean, for me, it's because I wouldn't be an American without accommodating non-citizens. If you mean criminal aliens, that's a much more pointed question. I don't think we're obsessed with policy to accommodate non-citizens. I think it's about the oh, it's mood. Gotcha. Of course. Context said, I mean, I was born here, but it wouldn't even matter if I wasn't. Privilege is invisible to those who experience it. Okay, you don't even know. You don't even know. I'm just kidding. Soft Num Num said, immigrants are bad. Is not anyone's argument ever, though, so that's weird. Yep. See, like, I don't know what you're referring to when you say these things. For anybody, I don't know what is that? I said 17 things in the last 2 minutes since you said this. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Discord, it's almost 3.5 hours, so I am going to call it. We are still going to party, but first, of course, we got to give a big shout out to the donations. We had the Funk Master General. We had King Nirvana. Fuck again coming in hot with the $20. Texas Bjorn Wrong. Thank you so much for the $10 and the 10 gifted memberships. We had Indie Film. Hell yeah. Jason Johns, very much appreciated. Of course, Sarah Marie doing her part. And we got Taco Baco, very, very, very much appreciated. Getting a question. Did you send it through somewhere else? If you send a super chat and you don't see it, I only see what you see. If you sent something else, let me know what it is, because they don't give me good notifications. No soup for you. Beaten off, Fuckmaster. Hold on. Was it on? Was it a super chat, or was it on another thing? Mood. Because it was a super chat. No, I didn't. It's not there. But you're good. But speaking of which, our sponsor of the stream, Unwanted Folks, stealing that spot. 5 cents. 5 cents. There we go. And in case you didn't know, now you know. It is indeed a fact. And he does not have balls. Hey, shout out to Moon. There you go. Thank you. So very, very much, sir. Very much appreciated. And hope to see you guys in the after party. Very, very, very much appreciated. And again, guys, this is absolutely a free show. It is absolutely, there's nothing required except your eyeballs to be part of this show, to be part of this conversation. We are here to build something. Right now, the main way of building is subscribing to the channel and getting in the Discord. It's free. Both of those things are free. If you would like to help out what we are building, then by all means, I very much appreciate it. And it will go to good things. We are building. And as I always say, we are so much closer to the beginning than the end. But absolutely, this is a free show. So thank you so very, very much to each and every one of you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Once again, guys, this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lech, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.